You up here, you hit it.
Oh, what a total guy. No, it said they've located over 3,000. Think one like shoe factory. Well, ice not criminal, Minnesota following secret protecting them. Remember the 9 billion into all the fraud that's spread through the state by a nutrient people to be part of it. And to the attorney general, Pete Ellison, said the same grant campaign donated for, he even met with them. Uh,
Yeah,
I can't get any audio.
okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. There they are.
It's off now and I still don't have it. I can't.
He's saying no video, no audio. But I still can't get the picture. You see what I'm saying? How you get the picture of the meeting, Randy? I don't see where a picture's at. I think we did mute here. There it is. Okay. There it is.
Well, let's get this one up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but that shows us, Randy.
Okay. You know,
Maybe they didn't.
okay, I'll sit and listen.
Maybe they didn't turn it on yet. Can we get that here? Yeah.
Make that picture bigger.
I am trying. Maybe they just turned it on. I'm just trying to think how you make it bigger, but there's nowhere. See that little. Okay. View, it's viewing, Galaxy Gallery. It doesn't
Well, just
say
put it on so we can hear him, Jamie. That's all I care.
full screen. It was on. Okay, no, that's the Rose Landing mute. Oh, it's Rose Landing doing it.
At this point, it comes to the part where you appoint a chairperson. Via 718 and your documents, if the president of the board of your board of directors is present at this meeting, he automatically becomes the chairperson of the meeting. Now, at this point, I'm going to make a final call. I will repeat it 3 times. Has everyone turned in their ballot or their proxy? Number 2, has everyone turned in their ballot and their proxy? For the 3rd and final time, has everyone turned in their ballot and proxy? At this point, that portion of the meeting is closed, and we count what has been turned in. I need 2 volunteers to help me so that we can get the quorum and double check my numbers. So if I could have 2 volunteers that could step out for a couple of minutes just to help me so that I can give Denny the numbers to certify that you have a quorum. All right, let's just step outside and we'll do it. And I'll be right back. Okay.
I think it's really the first day. It's really the one that we got class.
We could mute everybody and say all out.
So once 3 and 4 lessons are key. I don't foresee.
Once you mute them, can they unmute?
I text him. So we have.
Everybody else.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody else. So nothing should come out of that. Nothing should come out of the speaker. I turned the mic off.
Are they not?
They could have that.
Right. I know, I just thought they were gonna continue the meeting, but people's back there.
I told her that, and she says, yeah, I agree. That's why I set the table up and the chairs. Because she was gonna have them. Yesterday, we were talking, we had a meeting for this. Harold made her. And I said, well, set up the table chairs for people to count. And you pick your 2 people. I said, you usually have them pick.
Right.
It's a ballot, we can't touch it. So she was able to do that. She did on the phone. And then, but then they have to verify the count.
Right.
So I didn't sit here.
Yeah, really, they do.
Doing it. And she's doing it all there. So we decided. I've been doing it. Katie was doing it. So we just asked.
Meet up. Meet up, our cluster.
I think we have an office on that. We have stuff on that.
And true, yeah, it's coming out of the speaker.
That's a speaker.
Yeah.
I couldn't even use it.
I think so.
I think that's in the room.
Well, it kind of makes me wonder all the stuff coming out the side, but is it? The asbestos or something, or else insulation.
Keep staring at them, everybody look at the ceiling.
Look at the ceiling, just keep staring at the ceiling.
kind of surprised it was this one.
Those are spider legs.
Glad I'm not sitting under it.
We're gonna hang out in the pool today.
Are you? Oh, that'd be fun.
He likes swimming.
Okay.
Jumping or diving. Loud music playing.
Yeah, we don't.
Make sure Bill's not there.
Yeah, because he's been, obviously.
I go to the guys in the pool, I guess.
Oh, that guy.
I've been in the pool yet, but
I haven't seen, I only saw him diving. I was walking down.
He
Yeah.
was, I told him, he was like bringing.
This year? Yeah.
And we said.
I was late for my meeting, and so I just came in. And so I'm waiting to catch them. I said, hey, you can't, I haven't seen him.
yeah.
This is awesome.
Very cordial, but
Your
you
own
know.
safety.
Street number 9.
Yeah, or look right here, where feet are.
And he's a stickler for the rules, because he called with her tank top she had on, so I'm shocking.
When I grabbed the tank.
She got out of the, she had a tank top over the pants or whatever. And she got out of the, she went to go home, she has a, this one read. I know that she was
Right after.
And this is a renter top.
This is renter in my building. That does not stop.
That thing with Julian's brother.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna figure out if the guy that used to own house now.
Right above us.
Yeah, he must have sold his house. Now he's looking for a place to rent. Apparently he got scammed.
That's your.
And when he sent that thing in, I just, Harold showed me, I said, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I looked at it later on in the evening, and it said, the rest of the season. Well, to me, the season is January, February, March. Here we're in the middle of February. You have to rent 3 months.
Oh, that made it clear. I told him to do that.
Yeah. So apparently it was his season, because he rented it from the middle of February.
It was such, I like, it was.
So it's not like the Florida season. His, okay. And then their dog, there was a big to-do about that dog. They was trying to visit
I think we moved into the 15 days after.
dog, and they submitted the paperwork.
No,
Judy was on board. And they submitted- What?
We have 66 after we double checked all the numbers.
We need,
So we need one. I need one more. Anybody?
Can you check and see who hasn't turned one in?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Ludwig's having.
Ludwig's around. Wendy's on the thing.
Is she? Tell them they don't have a.
Can you can't talk to them, right?
Not without telling people, talking to everybody else. And I don't have.
I don't have their phone.
Kathy just went out maybe to call them or
So
something.
anyway,
She can call them? Okay. Yeah, they're both on Zoom too. They're on Zoom also. So yeah.
Steve took it. And she said the attorney wasn't comfortable with the Steve said it's.
Oh, I know.
I hadn't seen the letter yet. And the letter, I said, hey, that letter can't be dated from 2020. It's got to be from 2026. And it is 2026.
I asked him that all the stuff.
There's rules they have to follow. It looks to me like it's possible. You have to see the doctor once a year, but I'm not sure if it has to be a Florida doctor. It has to be any doctor. They're nurse practitioners from Syracuse, New York. Both have sides with their other lab. So I said, just take a ride. Let's have very long look at it. You can't, what we have to do is make sure we keep it safe. We follow, if you want to come in, as long as we hear from one and a half, then we have to say no. If this dog doesn't comply with very narrow doggy attorney rules, then they have to.
What happens if we don't get the extra ballot?
Joni didn't fit them. We just sent out letters to everybody.
No meeting.
And have every year. She blew up. So I don't have.
They're running to get the last one. Probably 5 minutes.
Okay.
Sandy lost hers.
Well, she lost hers, but didn't bother to do anything about it.
All 10 of them.
Yeah. So we have to, no exception.
One signature for you, right?
Yes, one signature per year.
This is the same dog from years ago, right? When they came, they wanted to visit.
And now we just found one.
No, we're just calling
It's
everybody that
a
has.
living estate. Who's the owner? The brother. Who pays the bill?
Never had any trouble with that.
Who's on the deed? Julian. He can't even let me read the word. He can't. He's not alone.
No, she did.
Yeah, but we didn't realize.
Yeah, so
We thought his name was on the deed, but his name's not on the deed.
Yeah, it was a trip of a lifetime.
13 condos.
Our county is about, she's looking for a Clearwater.
So each one had 100
Younger, but
Oh,
we're still getting.
so technically, he can't attend the meeting. Because what he can do is he can stay in his brother's condominium until, or leave whenever he wants to leave. But he's not a member. The condominium is owned by his brother. So
Not for the trip, just the skip.
Yes, the brother that's
technically
gonna.
can't come to a meeting. And that would have been a real bad boo-boo if he would have got on the board.
Wow. And that's the owner of the dog that's technically, he can be the owner of
Yeah. Well, he can because he was bringing it in as a visitor.
Right.
That's the first letter we had was him as a visitor. And that's what didn't coincide.
Yeah,
That's what was causing really that. I'm not really sure about it. So I'm uncomfortable. But then Steve looked at it and said it's fine. Steve was doing that a little bit.
Yeah. Now we're getting the repercussion off it.
So that's like this meeting here, it's strictly for
Yeah. Strictly what?
And a girlfriend,
Right.
at home that just had a knee replacement, and she is now.
And that's why without knowing, you don't know some of the faces. Well, at the doc meeting, there's a woman I think last week. I said, I don't think so. I said, "Oh, 30." And I said, Alex, what do you think about these?
The one with hair,
Oh, isn't that the?
that's next to Linda Spees, the new owner.
Yeah, that's Kathy.
Yeah.
That's Kathy.
Yeah, it'll feel better in the long run.
She's
Yeah.
on the 4th floor,
Cut tendons,
right next to Speed.
stretch muscles.
No, she retired. She's been. She's out all the time. She's doing something. Always her. She's now in the upstairs group.
So Tom,
Next to Speed.
Charlie.
Are we getting overtime?
Brought me some.
Huh?
Are we getting overtime?
You get over
But you know what that means?
That's good.
Number of hours times 0.
Zero. I know, but it's gonna be my paycheck this week. And the landscape is my paycheck this week.
You got a little thing.
Yes, yes, I did, yes. It was a very nice meal, yeah. And the other one,
This is holiday vacation, Friday the 13th.
oh, if I do Monday, it's double time.
Family time.
Yes, that also.
We get a holiday pay.
The one on the one on the next, March 13th that's the painting one. That's when I do want to go. And I think my kids don't come in until like 4 in the afternoon, so I do want to go to that one.
That next week. Next month.
Yeah,
Oh, March 13th.
yeah,
Painting, yeah, put on my shirt. Will you?
yeah.
Then I did it next March, so I passed on mornings.
That's when we all want to go to.
Oh, I did see that one, yeah, but yeah.
That's when we all want to
We've
go.
got somebody else. I had Sandy on the phone. Then in the meantime.
Yeah, we can.
So they were running.
We gotta get signed up for next week.
By Monday at 5 o'clock.
Was that the 20th?
We can have barbecue.
It's the 20th?
Well, I think I'll do it.
You do it? Okay.
Take the time.
It's the 20th?
Next Friday the 19th or 20th?
Friday, 19th is Thursday.
Oh, we have that meeting. We got too many meetings.
That's my brother's birthday over there.
So what time is that one?
Just, I mean, they can.
That's
So might not
about
like it.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. We're gonna have to leave here like 7.
So it's 8.
We're here by 7.
Okay.
Maybe quarter to 7.
Okay.
If it's foggy or something like that, leave at quarter to 7.
Okay.
You better have a good practice. Over doing it the aisles.
Then people make their mind.
We went to the one in the
That's
eye.
exactly.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of
Did somebody go get it or did they wait for somebody to go get it? Huh?
Liz and Kathy, or Liz and Joanne, yeah. Okay, so we don't have to do anything for that meeting, we can just sign up for it.
Harold's gonna stay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah.
All this hair.
Is she here?
Yeah. Third row back. Picture.
Picture.
Yep.
Are you getting Danish?
More here? I can put them on higher.
We really need it.
I know.
Two boxes in.
You did it.
We've got your steps in. That's right.
Four that were not good.
Four weren't good?
4 weren't good because they were returned, but those 4 that I had email addresses, I sent them an email with an attachment.
And they turned-
that I
they
did
returned.
not get back.
So,
So you have 4 that are invalid You have 55 valid proxies and you have 12 in-person votes. So you have your 67 total.
It's kind of sad that we have 132 units and we can't get more than 67 people.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, that just tells me people don't care.
They don't. Half an hour just trying to get up the process.
This happened once
Exactly.
before. Remember we were running around 2 years ago? Like
Yeah.
It was
crazy?
an election.
I remember that.
Yeah. Pretty sad, I think.
Hard to understand.
Sorry.
I will put that on higher. Are we too?
I'm the only one paying myself.
It's okay.
Oh, with the doors open, the air conditioning's not working. It's just,
We can. Bigger fan.
if you turn the fan's up a little bit.
I could do that. Should I do it?
Yeah, so do I.
Because it's sticky
Hey,
up
those-
here.
Let me go look.
No, I just,
Can't
you know,
see.
I haven't used it yet.
sorry. Y'all don't have to worry about, there's other people that hot, so.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to check.
It's sticky up here.
It is sticky.
So anyway, I haven't used it yet. It goes around your neck.
Yeah.
I get so hot when I go down.
That's why it's so hot.
Yeah.
People don't use it.
You know, sometimes those things like they were for tennis and pickleball, those wet towels, like.
I got bring your temperature to the ice.
Yeah. I feel like that works better.
It's like 600 BTUs.
If I had my ears right now.
An hour per person?
That's what they told me.
Humidity, I feel like it's getting bigger as I
So
sit.
50 times.
Yeah. A lot of heat. Some people can warm it.
Yeah.
If I wore mine short, like, in one of yours, it'd be so big. That's too much. Oh, that feels good.
Everything else is straight. That's really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. My empty clear is pretty straight. But like 1/3 of it's like straight. But my.
I'm having a hard time.
Once we get going.
Since I'm a frequent.
Yes.
Frequent customer. What can we do? What can you do? Like, sending stations.
Yeah, I think that was
Me too, yeah, it helps balance it. I felt good.
Oh, we did a lot of things.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, the very last one that we did in Zion was the hardest. It's not a big for the public, you actually and had to, like, there's no trails in there, you just follow your way. That was especially one, I'm gonna see if I have this one picture.
Is that the one with Tim was there way out?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Randall, that was Randy. Yeah, he was.
It's sad. They've had to sit here for like a half hour. The meeting goes, it'll be about 10-minute meeting.
Or so.
Here comes your daughter with the kids.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
But how the dials are is totally different. It's not what it
Yeah.
says.
Have you read that?
I did a really cool book and I forgot to bring, oh, here it is.
So what are they doing out there?
Speed trying to get up. I mean,
Good question.
you know, and that picture doesn't even do it justice. Yeah, it was. I about died. I about died. I said to him, he said, just leave me, go.
Yeah.
Somebody will find me. He really did. He goes, here, eat a cheeseburger. I had some choice words. I used the But I made it. I just needed to take a break, drink some water, and then I barely for a second, but I did not, I told them, I said, if I eat this tomorrow, I'm going to eat it and eating it. Like, I don't want nothing. I don't want anything. But once we got working, had a nice time. Yeah, it's like, somebody take my we had the kayaking around Colorado.
Oh, what?
Kayak.
Can't wait till they get our house.
Oh, it's a
Trying to see things right. but
And there we go, you're out. And the walls on one side and it's just, yeah.
Last 2 years, I had one in Kentucky,
Yeah, exactly.
and they were opening on the county. They opened the festival,
Yeah, like that was pretty thick. It was like, it was a system, and then Sherry came in.
Sherry was gonna be here, but Sherry.
Yeah. Sherry, sorry, yeah.
She had to go something. I should get her. So by the time the meeting will never start, she had to leave.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. I mean, it's just.
What's that?
She was sick.
Yes. You know, besides donkey food, we never saw any donkey. No, I wish we would have. That would be
My hands are down here.
No. Champion round.
Will you do it with me?
I'll be your right hand man as much as you want, but I'm not.
I can run. Who's that lady?
I can't say no.
No, it's not. She's over here. Yeah, this is
Watch the sunrise in the canyon.
I don't know who that is.
We did not. We just got.
I really think she's gonna stand up and say she's replacing.
And watch that.
Maybe she's gonna.
I love sunsets. Sunrise is sunrise. It's a great day. It's just watching that. It was great fun.
We can start it?
Yeah, we just counted out.
You're supposed to be running.
I gave you the numbers.
She certified the quorum,
We got through the court, right?
Yeah.
so you're number 5.
So,
Oh, is that what it was?
yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
While they're doing their thing, we can start the meeting.
All right.
Gotta go to line number 5. Reading and disposal of the unapproved minutes of February 17th. The meeting, the last year's meeting minutes, there was some typographical problems with it. Paragraph 1, or paragraph number 8, The change is changing by to for. Paragraph number 11, changing wavier to wave. Paragraph number 12, change service to serve. And motion 3 should be motion number 2. So I need someone to volunteer that they're accepting the minutes. These are your minutes for this last year's meeting minutes. We need someone to volunteer and make a motion to accept this. Anybody?
I'll second it.
Oh,
Dan made the motion. You want to write that down?
Yes, oh,
Dan made the motion and Kathy
okay.
accepted it. Okay.
You're gonna, then you're gonna call the question. You gotta vote on it. Motion, now you gotta
Oh,
vote.
yeah. Okay, we have to vote on these corrections.
No, not, you just, it's approved minutes. Everybody has to approve.
Does everybody approve the minutes?
As it has.
Fine, thank you. Okay. All right. Unfinished business, we really don't have any unfinished business. That doesn't apply to the projects that are going on. Harold's gonna give a synopsis of the treasury report. Hang on.
Everyone should have received the finance report for the end of the year. We have had, we've met and paid all of our bills. You will have noticed that there were some items that we had that were unexpected that we had to do repairs on, predominantly in fire equipment, either fire control panels or the water mains that we supply in one of the buildings. So those were expenses that we had, but we had funds that were not expensed out of other lines that helped keep the budget balanced. So, we're in reasonably good stead going forward. There's no outstanding bills that we know of. So, are there any questions?
Okay. Like Harold was saying, things pop up. We got one out there right now. We're gonna be on the status of the projects. The dock project, well, they have to rebuild a new water box system to feed all the way out to the end of the dock. And the shut-off valve in the middle of the road we found just spins. We can't turn it off. So we're gonna have to get that fixed. It's one of these unexpected things that we have to get fixed, and it's gotta be something that's gotta be done. The dock project, if you weren't at the meeting the other day, the dock project is going along very well. It's taking longer than expected because we've had a season of unusually low tides. They get here and they can't basically work right away when they get here on the dock sections because the barges are sitting on the bottom. So they've been running stringers, they've been running they're now decking it. They're not screwing it down. It's decked all the way out to, I believe, the cleaning station. They're putting the boards down upside down, and then they're walking on that to keep going. We met with the plumber and the electrician to go over what they're going to be doing. We added a couple more light poles, a couple more plugs. Talked to the plumber as far as, how many water bibs did you put out in your bid? Well, he had a little bit more than we wanted, so we rearranged some of them. We only need one per 2 boats. We'd like to have one at the first bump out. We'd like to have one. He's going to have one right away at the beginning. Myself and a lot of other people at night, if you're going out there fishing, don't like to put your hand in that box if it's black and you can't see what's in there. So he's going to have an outside bib on that. The bump out where the bench was, probably be one there. There's going to be one at the tiki hut, 2 at the fish cleaning station, and then 1 for every 2 boats around the dock. You've all seen the Anderson house as far as it's going. We're still working now on the sunroom. I call it the sunroom. We're working on that, getting that in shape. The garage door is coming Monday. They'll have the garage door in. So then the golf carts will be stored inside there. The landscape has moved. We moved from the landscape shed into the old maintenance shed.
And the old landscape shed has now become the dock committee shed for the docks. We're gonna have, because we put the metal roofs on, another problem arise. I'm sure you've all seen the black line around on the pavers out there. For some reason, when the rain and the dew come off this metal roof, it's leaving a drip line where it didn't do that with the tile roofs. We don't know why. So Monday, we're having the entire building put gutters on. The pool will be shut down. Pool and hot tub will be shut down for the morning. I asked the gentleman to work out on the pool side first to get that done. He said it'll take maybe half a day. So we'll shut down the pool and the hot tub for Monday morning, and then we'll open up. Might be opened up at 11, whatever time he finishes up out there. If he jumps to this side will be coned off, and you have to walk around this way. When he jumps to the front will be shut down, and you walk around that way. But that's happening on Monday. On Tuesday, we're having some trees taken down. The dead one out here. So what we'll do is we'll probably put cones at the end of the bridge and cone off this side here, so nobody walks down there not expecting any problems. They got to climb the tree to start cutting it and bring it down. What will be shut down will be the entrance to the gym, that when you walk down the path from 10, because that big slanted tree that's hanging over the building, that's been there since Charlie. Hasn't fallen, but now that we have new metal roofs, if it falls, it's going to damage the roof. We on the landscape committee take down trees every now and then, but there's certain trees we look at and say, no, it's not, we're not. If we drop it on the roof, then we got to repair the roof. If the tree company drops it on the roof, we got to repair the roof. And that one, the way it's leaning over, we would drop it on the roof. So on Tuesday, that front entrance will be shut down while they're taking that tree down. I don't know if they're going to work over here first or over there first, but that's what's going on there. I think that's all the projects. If anybody else can think of anything as far as anything going on around here, project-wise, go ahead.
Do you have an estimate on the dock completion? No?
Date?
Yeah.
They're still telling us the end of March.
End of March?
That's what they're telling us. I'll go with what, all I can say is they're telling us the end of March. A little skeptical, my guess it's going to be into April sometime. But they're telling us, the boss has been here several times and cracking a whip, and you don't see a lot going on because it's all outside. When you see activity in the back here, they're wrapping poles, they're sawing and cutting wood. They load it onto a third boat they have, and that little boat takes everything out. It drags piers out to the end. Last I heard, they had like 60 piers to go outside. They got piers all the way straight to the end, and I believe the fingers docks have the piers in. Now they got to go down the long way where it was on the end, and they got to go at the turn down and back. Those are the 60 poles I believe they have to put back in. So, if they come back a little later and tell us a different date, but we asked them at the meeting, and the boss verified. He said, no, I'm still planning on the end of March. So we'll see. We'll see. Anybody else got any questions on anything, any of the projects around here? Okay. Any committees here? I don't see Alex and Doc. Who's here? Oh, yeah, I got, but Alex isn't here, but I just gave the information on Doc, so that's pretty much what's going to be. He was going to be looking for a volunteer group to clean up the boat yard, because for some reason we had cleared it all out, put all the trailers and that behind the other trailers just to make room for boats. And the back area just grew up with some kind of wild bushes. It's full. I pulled several out. They come out fairly easy, but we need a group to volunteer. Alex will come up with a date for that. Social club?
Yes.
Do you have any comments?
We have.
You want to come up here and use the mic?
Well, some people.
Yeah, because they can't hear online.
They can't hear online.
Okay, thanks to the building reps for selling tickets and getting the baskets together. And Victoria for the ladies' luncheon, Steve and Lisa for the first Fridays. Donations for the baskets are still needed. We take cash, gift cards, new items, etc. Give them to Chris or Micah. Chris is 914, Micah is
912.
912. If you want to buy tickets for the spaghetti dinner, there's a sign on your bulletin board where we put all of our information. Go to your building rep. It should have their name up there and their unit number. And please come. You know, we do stuff to support the community and make things nice here. And our money does go back into the community. We've redone this clubhouse, and now our next thing is we're going to redo this floor. This carpet is nasty. People need to, like, if you spill something, it's hard to get out of the floor. So we're going to put down a vinyl plank floor. We've already looked into it. We don't have the exact cost yet, but we can get it for as low as $3.08 a square foot. And we got approximately like 900 and some square foot in here. And then we'll order it, get it delivered, and then we'll have a guy on the outside come in and lay it. So look on your bulletin boards and look at the guardhouse. That's where we put all of the information. And the emails, read Barb's emails because that also has flyers on them. So go all the way down when you pass the writing part. And please don't remove anything from the bulletin boards because we've had a problem with that, and we just like to, we'll take it down or the building rep will take it down because some people's stuff has been or have taken some stuff that's doesn't need to be taken down. Our account balance right now is $11,846.35. So, and we've also had plexiglass installed from the middle on down in there. So the water doesn't come in and all the mulch doesn't come in too. And we have bought Christmas lights for the bridge and for the front, rope lights, and we got them on sale. We try to do that, at the end of the year. And we bought some more Christmas decorations. And then we're going to have the block party. There's a green sheet on everybody's bulletin board and it says all the dates. The next meeting is March 4th at 5:30 in here. And everybody's welcome to come. It's not just a women's thing. Guys can come too. And so the block party's coming up and we're going to have music and stuff for that. So come out and make sure you get your tickets. Don't be sitting at home when everybody else is having a good time. Okay, thank you.
The next committee, landscaping. Micah, do you have anything you'd like to say? Come on up.
Can they hear me if I talk?
They can't hear you on the Zoom. They can't.
Okay, the only thing I have to say is I'm retiring, just so you all know. I told them, they laughed at me. But I'm serious. I am serious. I will be a worker, but somebody else has to take the reins. I'm old. In case you all haven't noticed, I have a big hole in my head. I've done enough for this place. I gave them part of my scalp.
There you go.
But we have had some new people that have joined us on our cleanup committee or our landscape committee. And it's been really nice to have a few people that come along all of a sudden and say they want to help. And we take everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. We even have people that come here for a week's vacation and they come out and work on that Tuesday. So we would take more of those people or any other people that want to help us. We have a good time. They spend more time at the party place after work than we do working, but that's all up to you. All up to you. But if anybody else wants to join us, you're more than welcome. If you can't help, that's okay. We take donations for our water cooler. And so anything that we can get to help keep the place looking nice. The landscape guys that come in here, and sometimes they cut grass that's not there. I haven't figured that one out yet because they fly around here on the lawnmowers and nothing's flying. So they need to trim some bushes so we didn't have to do all of that. But we've got a lot of people who don't mind helping, and we usually get pretty much done on Tuesdays when we get to work. So you're welcome to join us. If you're new, then we can always make room for new workers. Thank you very much. I want to see a show of hands of who's going to take over my job. Quit yawning, Liz.
Okay.
Share it.
Dan
Okay.
Prevost. I'm sorry. Oh, congratulations, Dan.
Well, anyway, figure it out.
Thank you, Mike. You've done a great job. Thank you. Just a little history. All the work that the landscape people do are volunteers. We would have to pay somebody to do it. The landscape company used to trim a tree, dead palm branches and that are hanging down 10 feet. But if the palm branch where it's attached is 15 feet, they don't touch that, okay? We've been going around, we're getting to the point where we're maxed out as high as we can go. They used to be like 20, well, it started out with $15 a tree, and it kept going, and the last it was $25.50 a tree. They decided not to do that, and they came in this year, looked at every tree they thought needed trimming, $47,000. So we've taken down, I think, 3 trees now ourselves. These 2 that I deem risky, we don't touch those. We pay to have those taken down. But the landscape crew takes down a lot of trees, takes down a lot of trimming, cleans things up, and we'd have to pay for that. This isn't a resort. It comes out of your pocket, everything that happens here. So if you can volunteer, we'll find something for you to do. There's always enough things to do. We can always have people doing these things all over the property instead of just a little group at one spot. We can space it out and be hitting a lot more area. So if you can, come on down on Tuesday mornings. I'll say it, there's always liquor involved. So, next. Is she done yet?
Nope.
Next is new business, but we really don't.
What about the library?
Ed?
We have a report on.
Oh, okay, we've kind of got a new committee of 1. Ed, do you want to talk about the library?
I'm sorry.
Well, the library is handled by myself and my wife, Mary. And we've got everything alphabetized and all the new books coming in. Quite a few have been coming in lately. We're welcome any others. There's one record in there, and there's a lot of interesting books that people have dropped off. So we'll keep on, put them in the spot there. We'll alphabetize and put them back in the bookcases, and just welcome anybody who wants to help bring any in. We'll be glad to take care of it.
And is it policy, take a book, bring a book, or bring a book, take a book?
Well, you can take a book and not have to bring a book. No, you can take whatever you want and return them for us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Are you set, Barb? Yeah. All right, let's just do this. Anybody got any questions? Give Barbara a little break here. Anybody got any questions about anything? Nothing. Okay. Oh, go ahead. Would you stand up, please? And you are who and what unit?
Michelle Cannon, really? 211.
Okay.
What is the rule for renters and pets?
The renters cannot have pets. If they're more than a 2-year renter and the owner says they can have a pet, then they can have a pet.
Meaning if they're.
I hate to say this, but if it's a comfort dog for that person and that person has the correct paperwork for it, I'll let you all know we do have a doggy attorney. There's a lady attorney that handles, amongst other things, Florida dog laws. And we've retained her because people don't believe what we had tell them. So when they submit the paperwork, it goes to the attorney and we go by her recommendation. But as far as a visitor can't come in with a dog, unless it's a comfort dog, and a renter can't have pets of any kind, unless it's a comfort pet, or unless they've been here long enough that the owner says it's okay. Generally, when the owner says it's okay, it's an owner that's renting for the year. You know, if that person's been here 1 year and the second year, and if the owner says, okay, go ahead and have a pet, they can have a pet. The 3-month limit, no pets for renters, unless they come back with the paperwork. You're not going to believe the size of my dog. That's going to be a comfort dog when I decide to quit traveling. Any other questions on anything? I want to mention to you the elliptical, that screw you found?
Yeah.
Okay. The pads that you put your feet on that you're running on, I know you're very aggressive on that. But be careful because we just ordered new screw. The guy,
It was on the ground when I got
yeah,
there.
they're screwed up into the pad that the whole end, so the pads are flopping. So be careful on that thing. Huh?
Are you blaming me?
No, I'm just saying be careful. I know because you really get going. I just want to make sure you're okay, you're safe. They should be here like Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll just screw them back. We'll screw them back down.
What about the broken fountains?
The broken fountains. All right, the fountain, this one behind me. We got it fixed, had everything working. I said to the guys, before we tow it out there, let's test it. We tested it 3-4 times and everything worked fine. We towed it out there, set the timer, waited 5 minutes, timer clicked, and it blew the circuit. So we checked several things, and then they finally went back out there, and Jamie got back to me, and he says he thinks it needs a new pigtail. So we basically revamped the whole thing. The first time they put the splices on it, and you're supposed to let the splices cure 24 hours. Well, after 24 hours, they were still gooey. Something happened with the curing agent, it didn't work. It might have been it got too cold, and it didn't work. So we had to buy new splices, and we put new splicings on, and this time they worked. We tested everything out there, everything worked. But when we got it out there and set, it didn't work. So he's ordered up a pigtail, and hopefully that'll be the problem. We got to pull it back to the side just to put the pigtail on. Then the second one will be looked at because that needs lights, and also we're going to bring it in to clean it because they're covered in barnacles. They're covered in barnacles. That's weird. It's only the first 3 feet. Then there's nothing. So I don't know what the story is there, but so that's the story with the fountain. It was working fine. It was beautiful. The lights all lit, but then when we got it out there, it didn't work. So we're saving a lot of money by doing this ourselves, but it takes a lot longer to do things. One behind you first. Go ahead.
On the fountains, being on timer, is it possible to extend that time that they run to like 11 o'clock?
No. Too many people. The lights aren't the problem. There's a lot of people. You'd be amazed how many people go to bed really early here, and a lot of people do not want to have the fountains going when we've had a number of complaints about that. So we set a limit. It's in the rules. It's 9 o'clock. Comes on at 8, goes off at 9.
And back in the early days, we set them a minimum, a maximum, I should say, 12 hours, because we found that the electrical usage of it was improving a lot, so.
But the main thing is the noise, and people don't want to hear the noise.
That's the reason I was bringing that up, is because since this one's not working,
building 2 gets an excessive amount of road noise that we hear in the evening from one eyes open and everything, that when the fountain's running, we don't hear that.
Oh.
And I know it's not a problem when the air conditioner's running, but when the one eyes are opened up without the fountain running, you get a lot more road noise.
I mean, since I've been here, we came in 2004, and the road noise has just gone crazy. You know, Melbourne's louder, Harborview's really loud. Wait till Bucky and the next 4,000 houses come in, and that's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
But that's the reason, and that's the time limit that's been set, and that's the reason why. Go ahead, Mark.
Hi, Victoria, 1007. How about the pickleball lights? Are we able-
Pickleball lights are next. If you'll notice, they've turned again from that big windstorm we had, and that's the reason. Now, there could be nothing wrong, but I don't know how many times those lights have turned. And if those wires touch, I used to work for National Grid, and we do transformers. And you do a transformer by a street light. And one of my guys leaned over and touched it, and he got a little shock. And I called the super from National Grid, and they come out and said, yep, a wire's touching a pole. And that's what could happen. If the wire's touching a pole, it still conducts the electricity. I'm not going to say it's going to kill you, but we don't need that. So I don't know. That's the next thing. We're going to rent a lift, go up and find Jack was good enough to fly his drone around for me to see how they're attached and what they're attached. If you've noticed the lights in the back of building 2, we went to digital or LED lights back there instead of these sodium vapor lights, which cost a lot of money to run. So we're going to put digital out here, or LEDs out here also.
We're gonna put them on the dock, LEDs?
The docks are all LEDs. The docks have always been LEDs.
Oh, good.
So that's the next one of the next projects is the lights on there. And we'll go up, we're gonna rent a lift, go up to the lights, and then take that lift for the rest of the day and trim trees we can't reach normally. Then we'll have to rent a lift again to put them back on, and then we'll do the same thing with the lift, and hopefully we're gonna catch a lot of trees too with that.
Thank you.
Okay. Just gotta be patient, it'll happen.
We are.
It's been too cold to play at night anyway.
Pickleball nets, the nets, a couple of them have rusted out. He started doing some research and we discovered that we can put in like permanent nets, and it's a pocket that they slip into in court, so that then they could be removed. And if somebody wanted to play tennis versus pickleball, and it was a lot more cost effective than trying to replace the existing nets that we have. So I don't know if that's something as we maybe talk at another time and figure out what the cost be and if that's an option.
If you wanna take that on, get all the information, everything to it, and then submit it to the board. And the board will look at it. Okay. Any project that anybody thinks they might like to do, you take the bull by the horns, you get all the information, all the pricing, and then you submit it to the board, and the board makes a decision on it. That's how we work.
When was the last time the tennis courts were resurfaced?
Tennis courts actually, surfaced or color coded?
Whatever, because the sand's coming off and.
They were just done, I believe, I can check it, but I think 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. And it's,
Right after Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just after Ian. So it's like 3-4 years ago.
How long did they last?
They should last. I mean, it's not lasting at all. I actually thought somebody was painting sections of it because sections are dark green and other sections are faded white. Those courts should last at least 5 to 10 years.
Even in this meeting.
We had them redone. I'm trying to think. A big company came in and that's when we put up new fabric on the fence. We put up 2 new posts on this end for tennis. That's when we first went to pickleball. I'm trying to think. I'd have to look back in the records. And I'm guessing that was 12 years ago. Maybe. I can check into it and see. I've got the notes because I ran the project when it was running. This guy that came in last time, he started out good, but then he ended up being really crappy and did a poor job, I thought. So, because what we found out, I had somebody come in for the shuffleboard courts. They haven't been done for 16 years. So we're having them done. And that guy looked at the courts because they do tennis courts also. And he said, I said, what do you think? He says, I'm not saying nothing. He says, I don't talk about other contractors. But I could just tell by what he was saying that it was a bad job. It was applied right. It was, done right in the material, but I don't know if he had old material that he used because you couldn't tell that once it, it went down and looked, when he first did it, the first couple of years, it looked beautiful. But
Is there a warranty on something like that?
no. Sand, you're talking about sand coming up? That's ants underneath bringing the sand to the surface through the cracks. Okay. Those courts really, I used to do that in my business. We built tennis courts. And those courts, you get reflective cracking. Once the court dries out, the asphalt's not pliable anymore and it cracks. If there's a crack below, if you resurface it, there's a crack below, usually about 2, 3, 4 years, not so much down here up north because of cold freeze and thaw, but you'll get that crack reflecting straight up. You could have 4 or 5 layers of blacktop and that crack will go right down to the stone because it keeps cracking open above it. Those courts really need to be taken out and rebuilt. And we don't have the money, that would be an assessment. So as far as color goes, I don't think we have enough because we had to use some money for the courts. I don't think there's enough in the reserve for it to be done again for a few more years. So you're going to have to suffer with it. There is a material, a caulk, that you can caulk with a big caulk gun and you put it in the cracks. But I do not want to do that because I've seen people where they actually, you're sliding across the court and then you hit that. It's a different material. I don't want anybody falling or slipping or, it causing any problems with that. Yes, it fills the crack, but I think play-wise it might be a problem. So we got to live with. When we have them recoated the first time, they came in and put mesh over it. They filled the cracks with a crack filler, put mesh over it, and then put mesh over the entire surface, and then recoated them with the colors, and that lasted a long time, and the colors lasted a long time. But then we wanted to go to dedicated pickleball courts. We're sharing pickleball. This side on this was shared pickleball and the tennis, and the other side was tennis. Well, then the second time we decided to do it because we wanted more pickleball courts, and that's when we went over it, and it probably would have been better just to leave it the way it was because it was a much better surface than what this guy did. And this guy came in and we heard we put mesh down. He said, oh, no, then there's no warranty. It's done. There's no warranty at all. So to answer your question, they won't be coated again for a while because obviously it's a money thing. Any other questions? All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here you go.
Okay. I need somebody to move and second. Question number 1, vote to roll over surplus funds, if any, in the operating account from the fiscal year 2025 to the budget for fiscal year 2026 in accordance with IRS rulings 70-604. Could somebody move that and second?
I so move.
Did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
The reason this question is out there, as I explained to some, is if you do not roll that money over, it becomes taxable. So for the associations, is why the board recommends that you roll it, because you roll it into and then it does not become taxable revenue. Okay. And then what you have for that is a total of 65 yeses, and you had 2 of the ballots that were invalid. So there's your 67 for your number. On question number 2, I need somebody to move and second a vote to approve the waiver. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She did.
I thought it was just the first one, I'm sorry.
He said, he
Oh, I missed that.
Susan.
The second?
Yeah, sorry.
I missed it, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry, I thought you had it.
I thought I had the reverse, okay, sorry, Ed.
That's Tony.
Okay.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Then I need somebody to move and second question number 2, a vote to approve the waiver or reduction of the funding of statutory reserves for 2027, waiving of reserves in whole or in part, or allowing alternate uses of existing reserves may result in unit owner liability for payment of unanticipated special assessments regarding those items. The board recommends voting in favor of the waiver or reduction in funding reserves to help keep the monthly maintenance fees as low as possible. Can somebody move that? And can I have a second?
Thank you.
And the reason that's there is we don't know what is going to happen this year. Your budgets are done in November, December of one year, and you do a wild ass best estimate. And so then when you come to next year, when they get to December of 26, maybe came in under budget, and maybe we've got, or you did better in your CDs, or there could be other multiples that come into play, and you may not need as much in your statutory reserves. Okay, doesn't mean that they're not going to fund reserves. If in fact they feel that they need to be fully funded, the board will come back to you and say that we're fully funding them because, but this gives them an option to work in your best behalf, okay, in your best interest. Now on this one, you had 63 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstain. Okay, so that did pass as well. So both of your motions did pass.
Well, I appreciate you explaining that in greater detail. I had absolutely no comprehension in that. So I avoid the question that this is the reasons why, and now it's such clarity. I really appreciate you doing that. That really helps a lot.
Thank you. Also, don't be afraid to ask me questions, and I'm learning as well. Believe me, poor Harold, he gets the brunt of me learning sometimes here, and then I research. So I may not have a good answer for you right off the bat, but I'll find an answer for you. And I do apologize for pounding you for the annual meeting, but today was a prime example as to why I had to hound you so that you could have your membership meeting, ask your questions, and things like that. Did you tell them about the pool and the gutters?
Yes.
All right, so there will be an email before I go home, so you'll have another one from me telling you that the pool will be closed on Monday morning, so.
Jimmy, question. What is the status now of the reserves? Do they have to be fully funded this year?
Through the study, the Sears study, the structural study, that's where we came up with we had to have an engineering company come in and tell us what we had to do, and then what they told us we had to do. We decided that they were way out of line on things that they were telling us we had to do. So we readjusted everything, and that's why we came in with lower budget numbers and lower maintenance fees than what they were telling us to do. We have a meeting with them next week to go over what we did and to clarify what we did and how we did it. And then they're gonna redo the study according to the way, hopefully the way we've got it spread out and explained.
And that was as a result of council.
Yeah, we talked with our legal advisor, and he suggested, when we explained to him how we did it, he said, that sounds fair, okay to me, according to the state, and he said, just, you have to have engineer okay that, because that's the way the state's got it written.
Okay, so then that would have state approval
For this year,
for this year.
yes. we have to have, they're telling us we have to have X number of dollars in the bank at the end of the year. And then they tell you how much you gotta raise your maintenance fees to get that after they did their study. And after we got their study in, we just kept looking at it. Simple example, the buildings have to be painted this year. That's the only thing that's getting done. So they say. We know there's more things being done, but we have to have the buildings painted. They haven't been painted, I think, now in 12 years. I believe Burroughs Landing would go 10 years, but the engineering firm is saying 8 years. Their price, you know how we have condo A in building 10 and then we have the common areas. Their price just to do condo A, the 5 buildings, is almost double the price of what we could have the whole entire place painted for. When I say the whole entire place, it's the wall, both sides of the wall, it's the clubhouse, it's the Anderson house, it's the guard shack, it's the sheds by 2, and all the buildings.
And building 10.
And building 10.
That's the engineer's price.
Yes. We have an actual bid to do it for almost half of that.
Look at
So when we meet with them, we'll be discussing, that's the kind of things we're gonna be discussing with them to verify what we did. We're pretty confident that they'll come around to our way of thinking. Okay?
Yeah, one other question. Is there any legislation being proposed that you're aware of to pull us out of?
There is talk. Now, the legislation has to be done before July, basically June, because July they vote. There is talk that of going to 5-story buildings and eliminate anything below that. It's talk, nothing set in stone. Other than that, I haven't heard anything going on.
I've been following this year's, what their amendments are, what the House is doing, the Senate is recommending. I have not seen anything in writing that's being proposed. They did make a change for units that have the 3 stories. If your first floor is a parking garage, you do not have to go under the SERS. But that's the only change that I have seen. I've not seen anything written where somebody's proposing, they're talking about it, but I've not seen anything in writing.
We keep up with Barb keeps up with that. We keep up with the attorney. There's an attorney for the for STARS associations. He is an attorney for their 150 associations. And now they keep on with that.
So question on it then, so the Senate bill and House bill that died in June are just gone and they got.
Yeah, nothing came out of that, absolutely nothing. So we're hoping, and that was one of the things that one of the reasons we did what we did, because it just seems like they gotta do something.
Is this the time that we should be contacting our legislators and asking them to
Couldn't hurt.
support a move?
Couldn't hurt. Last year, we presented a letter, handed it to everybody, said sign it if you want, send it to different people and see where it goes. No, that's what, I don't know how many went out, I don't know how many people did it, but some people told me they did, so. Now's the time to be doing that. Does it fall on deaf ears?
Some.
Yep.
Not all.
Barb, is there a lobby group or anything that's?
CAI, which is Community Association Institute, which is based out of Alexandria, Virginia. They have lobbyists in Washington, and they're an international organization. They do have a lobbyist in Florida, Travis, and we also have what they call Florida Legislative Alliance Group, which is a group of professionals, and there are 2 association managers on that board from Southwest Florida. It's for people all over the state, and they meet once a month. I was inquiring because I was sat on it for 3 years. They meet in Orlando, but right now they're doing pretty much Zoom. So there are a team of attorneys that from all regions within the state of Florida that are monitoring this and keeping the rest of us up to date. So I did meet the other evening with the director for our local chapter, and he's getting me some information as well. But we do pay, part of our dues pays for a lobbyist. He is out of Tampa St. Pete area, but he does go up and fight for the associations.
We are a member of that association, the CIA.
Yeah. Is there a movement on their part to support?
Oh, there's many movements on their part. They're trying to do a lot of different things that could harm associations. So there's a lot that we're reading on. There's one that's out there. I just haven't had time yet to study it. They've asked me to review it and make a few comments, but there's a lot out there.
And to kind of show you where it goes, these organizations did all kinds of stuff last year, and nothing happened. They're trying. They're definitely trying, but
They need to do something because the condo market in Florida is.
We got it.
Any other questions?
At this point, is there anything residents can do?
We'll go talk to Bart one day.
Let me do a little bit of research
Huh?
and speak
Yeah.
with Benny, because we may want to put a letter together, send it to all of you.
You could probably look up the letter we had that we sent out last year, and it could be the same.
Just modify a little bit.
Modify the bill number and whatever.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah.
And see if we can do that. I'm sorry. But, we could do that. I really want to read this one that Troy asked me to read and comment on. One of the things that they passed last year, which for being in this industry for over 30 years, is that if a manager is in good standing and has 10 years plus experience, they no longer are required to do their education requirements. Well, now how stupid is that? I mean, how are you going to stay on top of all the things that are going on? So this is one of the things we fought tooth and nail. I don't have to, but believe me, I do take every class that I possibly can. But it was to no avail. And you had lawyers and CPAs, you had everybody, plus managers saying, this is not good for associations. And yet they passed it.
Okay, anything else? Anybody?
Who are our 3 new board members?
We're coming to that.
Oh.
There won't be an election because we need two board members were done as of this year. And we got 2 people to come back and apply for the position. Harold staying on, and then we have a new person. You want to run that?
Chris.
It's Kathy, isn't it? Kathy Haig? Stand up, Kathy. Kathy is going to be replacing Dave Necessary. Dave he did his 4 years and he's out. Harold is staying on for another 2 years. All right.
And after this meeting is the organizational meeting where the board elects, their officers for their positions. It is an open meeting. You're welcome to watch it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to chair it. I'm going to run it. If I go over 10 minutes, shoot me.
Go ahead.
Are we at new comments?
Pardon?
Are we at comments?
Owner's comments.
Owner's comments?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm Marie Rogers. I'm at 005. Last meeting we had like this, we all talked about trying to reduce costs in whatever way we could to not increase our maintenance fees. What happened with that? Are we still going to attempt to lower costs through the gatekeepers through the cable? I mean,
We,
run 3 or 4 ways.
yeah, we've discussed this several times. We do that starting in October. We go through our budget, make sure everything, wherever we can cut, we cut. That's all been done for this year. There's certain costs that we don't control. The first thing we do is we go to all our vendors that we have to pay, and see what their increase is. We have nothing, we can't.
It's not necessary in the whole community.
What's that?
We appreciate all that you
Yeah.
guys do, but if the community is trying to lower some costs, is there opportunities?
We try and find everything we can to lower costs. As far as and we explained this several times, the cable company, we went twice now to cancel the cable. As we said before, most people are streaming today. And you probably, with these little antennas and things you can get all the local cable, all local channels. Therefore, you would probably have a better cost for TV than you're getting here. You're only getting, here you get 6 TV channels. If you want high definition, you run a box, you pay for this. If you want anything extra, you're paying extra for it. Where you could probably get it cheaper on your own. People think, well, we get free cable here. No, you don't get free cable. It's in your maintenance fees. You're paying for it. But we looked at that. We tried to stop that twice, and we missed it the first year. It's an automatic pay thing, and they automatic paid it, and we were going to drop it, and then he said, nope, it's 60 days and you're beyond. We were, I think, a day late. This year we went to 58 days and called them, and now we found out that they upped it to 90 days. So we said, here's our payment. Cancel us in 90 days, so we don't miss it. All right. So hopefully, what is it? A 2-year contract, I believe.
Yeah, we still got 2 years.
Yeah, we got 2 years to go on it. But in 2 years we're dropping it because it's not worth it, So,
how much will that save us?
$44 a month.
It's $44 a month, but that's not what it's going to save you, because everything else will go up and this and that. And as it comes, we look at, all right, we don't have to raise it because we got $44 here. We can take some of that to cover something else. Okay. Per person. Per month. It's $34 per person per month. Not per person, per unit per month. Okay. But again, like I said, when you look at the budget and we need a little more money for something else that's gone up, and we're going to drop the $44 cable, well, instead of, we could drop the $44 and raise it $50. Well, we take part of the 44 and add it to it so we don't have to raise it to $50. That's what we look at. So I can't say you're going to get $44 back, but we'll be lowering the cost at that time. Well, that's 2 years down the road. Hopefully, not knowing what the state's going to do with the Sears and everything else, hopefully you'll get some money back on that.
And what about the gate?
The gate? All right, I'm going to back up here. Go back to projects. The gate. We're going to have we got a road project that started 6 years ago. Okay. Been in contact with them, or eminent domain lawyer. They've come around and changed their scope of what they're taking on our property. They were going to take originally the whole wall on Harborview. Now they're going to take just this side of the guardhouse down to the corner, and then same distance down the other road. That's going to change things dramatically because they're still taking our turn-in lane, okay, which is going to be a real problem. Right now, we might be able to get 2.5, 3 cars in the driveway, and then there's cars on the road. Especially if you're coming in with a boat, you need to even go out past that turn lane to get in. And by eliminating that, we're going to have a real headache there. So to move the gate I'm looking at maybe moving the gate to Melbourne, but we're trying to get the county to pay for that because you really, in my estimation, the way it looks, you need a left-hand turn off of Harborview to come into our place. You need a turning lane in the middle to come into our place. Right now, Melbourne's 2 lanes. And on coming down from 41, you need a right-hand lane going into our place, and you need a right-hand lane coming out of our place to go to Harborview. They're still making it that going out our gate here, you can only turn right. Go all the way down, maybe, I'm going to guess, a quarter mile, and do a U-turn and come back. That's the only way you can go back up to 41. So if we could get them to do that over there, that would make that, a much better use of our property. But we got to get the county to do that. The eminent domain, now that they're not buying as much property from us, that brings the amount we're going to get back, lowers it. To go to like electronic gates, it's an initial big expense. Probably would have to be a assessment to do that. We're going to, well, right now, if they take the wall down, they give you money and say, go ahead, build yourself a new wall. We have to hire they don't repair anything. They take it down. They'll take the wall down, they'll take the trees down that they deem are in their way, and then hand you a check. And then we have to find a contractor and put that stuff back, okay? So same way as if we can get, I had a meeting with them a few weeks ago and went over the whole, they sent this, the county sent somebody out here to relook at the right of way that they're taking. Our eminent domain lawyer called me, told me about them. Do not talk to them, just let them do what they're doing. And then him and I went over all the things that we're looking at, especially like on Merle. So he's going back to them now because it's down to the state where they're buying properties now. Will probably be the last property they buy because there's 132 units here, so it's not like you're buying a house from a one individual unit person. Not that 132 people have anything to say about it, but it complicates the buying process. So to go to that, if we can do that, and I think we have to because the way they're going to make us turn right and everything else, it behooves us to have an entrance over there. We've got an entrance, we just would have to expand it. The expanding of the entrance would be on us, but the road work would be on them. There is another project that the county, Harborview is the county and the DOT. The county's paying for it, the DOT is building it. The county wants to build it, but they're having a little tussle between the two. The county has got another project. They're going to extend the sidewalk from 41 down Melbourne on our side to Harborview. They sent me a letter, here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be infringing on your property. We're going to take a little bit of this and that, but it's only temporary, and sign this paper. I went to the eminent domain lawyer and asked them to look at it, even though it's not their project, but they said they would. And then after he looked at it, he turned it over to their engineer because he didn't like what it looked like. And their engineer said, do not sign this. They're not doing it temporary, they're doing it permanent. I asked them, well, we have this Harborview Road project coming up. How are you going to tie into that? The answer was, that's going to be down the road a bit. We'll put ours in before they do, and they can rip ours out. So, so we did not sign it. When I had a conversation with the eminent domain lawyer, I said, hey, what's going on with that sidewalk thing that we said? And I didn't sign. He asked me, he said, what you need to do is write a letter explaining all this crap. And I said, can you do that? He said, if you ask me and give me the okay, I'm happy to do that. So he did. I gave him the okay, he did. So when I asked him the other day, or a couple weeks ago, what's happening is, my best guess would be they're going to run that sidewalk all the way down to where they hit your wall and stop. and they won't put it on our property going down to the corner. So some guy or some person's gonna be coming down the sidewalk on his bicycle and go, boop. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. The sidewalk that they're looking at putting in is a 6-foot wide sidewalk, 2 foot off the road, no curbs, flush with the road, 2 foot off the road, and it comes onto our, because we have the big drainage ditch out there, comes onto our property. You have to extend that drainage ditch over to cover the 6-foot sidewalk. Actually, you're coming off 8 feet because you're 2 foot off the road. And then when it got to our gate, they were basically pitching the water back onto our property. And the engineer just said, no, we're not doing this. So his best guess was they'll probably stop just short of your property, and that'll be where it ends. So I don't know, other than that, but those are the costs that, we're gonna have to incur. Again, and that's why we haven't done anything with the gate, because we're not gonna spend any money out here at the front when we don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense to spend money on the front gate if we have to really do something over on the side gate. So until we get more information and we're up front, we believe they are 90% drawings now, the way the eminent domain indicated. Therefore, now they can start. They only get paid up to a certain point, so they don't start their work or their studies and that the state will pay for before they know they're 90%. Because if they're not 90%, they can change anytime, and that just throws everything out the door if they change it. Until we receive the check, they can change it. So they're fighting for us to get as much as we can. We knew they wouldn't take the Anderson house down. I knew they wouldn't even touch the guardhouse, but they're talking about moving it back. Well, if you move the gatehouse back, then the Anderson house is open. So these guys are pretty good. They're covering every single base that they can, that any question we bring up. My wife Judy and I started this when she was on the board. This project started up, and we went to every meeting, and we've been going to every meeting ever since. Harold stepped in a couple times now with us to go to the meetings. They do contact us constantly and let us know what's going on. So for now, that's the story and a scoop on that. That's why we're not doing anything with the gate.
So it sounds to me like there are two different issues. The first one is what you just talked about. That's 2 years at least down the road. So can we get clickers for the existing gates?
You can buy, we have fobs. You can check with Barb, you can buy a fob.
I got a fob.
Okay.
I've got everything that I don't know if everybody's got fobs, but.
The cards don't work anymore. We used to issue cards every new person that they don't really work.
Is there a way to lower costs with the security guards at the gatehouse if we all have fobs? We don't have to do anything. I'm just saying we could save money, not increase our fees again and again and again. Thank goodness we're getting rid of the cable. Is there other ways than the security guards too, so that we have some of the highest maintenance fees around, because I checked around. And I'm not talking about on islands and things like that, because they're $3,000 a month. But I'm talking right now, we are paying some of the highest fees.
Well, one of the reasons we're paying the highest fees, and we're not the highest, we're among the highest, but one of the reasons is there's only 6 buildings on 43 acres.
But that's 6
You got to cover all the costs.
Compared to 20 buildings, and
That's what I'm saying. If you had 20 buildings, the cost would be down. You'd have more people chipping in, the cost would be down. But the security guards we looked at right now, until we move the gate, until we do anything with the gate.
So 2 to 5 years down the road, we're still at the problem of increasing our fees until we start lowering our costs.
Well, right. You have to eliminate something to lower the cost. And right now, we've discussed this amongst the board members and that. Several people have come to us and said they do not want to eliminate the gate. A lot of people want to eliminate the gate. But when you eliminate, we've even said, okay, at one time it was brought up to eliminate, say, the 11 to 7, that guard, okay? Because hardly anybody's coming in at night. Now, if you got somebody coming in from the airport at 11:30, 12 o'clock, you got to come down and open the gate for them to let them in, okay?
that is fob, open.
Yes.
It has that capability.
The exit gate doesn't, but we could do something with that, I'm sure. But to get in, you'd have to use the fob. You'd have to let them in. During the daytime, it's just open to everybody. Anybody wants to come in. We don't have people that come in and drive around and look around this place.
Well,
We don't. We don't
just
because
when the hurricane came through and the power was all down and the guards were, allowed to be with their families and trucks so they could clean up a bit. And, people would just start driving around and I'm like, I'm sorry, you look kind of lost. And they go, oh, no, we're just looking around. And I'm like, oh, really?
I mean, that's what you have. That's what you have. If there's nobody out there, they come in all the time. Delivery drivers that come in, we make sure that they got the right guy. We just had a problem with some food truck delivery guy that came in and said, oh, they want to deliver food to let's say building 8. And the guard said, what unit? He said, well, they said building 8. Well, it turned out they were solicitors for something, and they just come up with this scam to try to get in. Luckily, the gatekeepers didn't fall for it, and they refused them entry. So we're saying anybody that wants to have food come in, they have to. They came in, but then we stopped in the second. They stopped in the second time. That's when we found out. If you're having anything come in, food-wise, medicine-wise, you give the gate a call, let them know it's coming in, tell them who you are and what unit it's going to, or it's not coming in.
I just think if you look at the cost benefit compared to the few amount of time that people come in, I mean, the gates were open, 2 months during Milton and Helene, about that?
No,
Half, 2
no,
months?
no.
So I
They might have been closed. They might have been open for a couple of weeks, but.
I do believe that we should think about, we tried to do a survey last year to see if the majority of the people are welcome to close that gate and use fobs, that we should maybe try that again, or, because you guys said there wasn't enough people participating.
Yeah, well, it was exactly the same thing that happened today. You have 132 units and we couldn't get 67 proxies. And then when we put out that survey, we didn't even get half the people answering it.
You increased the fees, did you have some form for that? Because I know I didn't vote for it.
What's that?
I'm usually here. I didn't get to vote for the increase in fees. I know you guys have.
You don't get to vote for that. It's the board's decision.
So do we get to vote then for the gate, or is that something you just decide?
No, it's something that it would be the board's decision.
So was there a majority
We took
for the original survey?
the original survey of the amount of people we had, which wasn't even half. The original was, yes, they wanted to get rid of remove the gates or the gatekeepers. You haven't been listening to me. It is an open discussion, and we're planning on looking at that, but not until we know what we're doing, moving the gates.
But I get that, but it's gonna be 2 years to 5 years down. We know government works. It's gonna be 5 years. So 5 years we're paying for the gatekeepers when we could be saving money and investing in so that we don't have to raise our fees.
We'll have a discussion about this because, like we said, if they're open, anybody comes in. It's not closed. Anybody comes in. If you got people, if you're complaining about dogs. Let me finish. People are complaining about dogs. If there's no guard, then anybody can bring a dog in. Any scam company can come through. So we would have, when we talk about this and discuss this, these are the things that we look at and talk about because we're looking at the overall community and the safety. We've had a couple times where kids have come in. They obviously don't come in through the gate. They come over the wall in the back and stuff. But they've gotten into the cars. They've taken a couple bicycles. Now, if the gate's open, there's nobody there. Anybody can come in anytime they want. And they will.
You say gate open, but if you have fobs, it's not open.
If there's nobody there, I can step across the gate. I can climb over the gate. There's nobody there. I can do that. And so could kids.
Yep, over the fence.
Yes, and that's how they come in. They come in that way. They come in over the fence. One person seen them come over the wall. One person, same person, that was you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Seen them climb through the gate on Melbourne.
Terrible. I agree. That is terrible, but it's not.
And that's what you're gonna have to look at having if you don't have gatekeepers. So we look at the whole picture and we'll just, and again, we'll look at it again and discuss it, you know. But as it stands right now, the gatekeeper's here for another year.
And there's also the opportunity to have cameras too.
I mean, oh,
You have to have somebody looking at the cameras, and that would be, we had cameras at one time, and the monitors were in the gatehouse, and they kept an eye on that. You eliminate that, you eliminate the cameras.
Well, I mean, cameras can record. The technology is amazing, and I'd like to have that opportunity for us to think about that as a community. And I don't like to wait another year. So we talked about it last year and nothing was done about it. So
We discussed it, the board discussed it. We went over the survey, that's all it was a survey. The board discussed it, we talked about it, and we voted to keep it there until we do something with Melbourne.
either I missed it, but I did see the communication and I did ask Barbara about it. And that's how I found out that it was denied.
Okay.
Some communication would be nice so that we don't come on.
I don't know how to communicate any more than what I'm doing. I try every time something comes up. I put notices out for meetings.
I'm saying as we go forward, can we have more communication about the gate and save some money?
Well, that's why we're here talking about it now, but it's.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay,
I'm
but
I'm not bothering anybody all year long.
no, but it's a done deal for this year.
Opportunity. This is my meeting.
It's a done deal for this year. Go ahead.
Just a comment, there's a new owner, we bought in July of '24, but we're only able to move down here this recent March. Wasn't able to attend when you had the meeting. This is the first time. So when you bring up issues and situations like that, and then I get your frustration. I've served on many boards, professional, business-wise, and otherwise, and getting people to participate and show up and vote when you need them is a direct correlation to when they feel like they're involved in those decisions and those important things that come up. So I think maybe, I'm not trying to speak for you, but I think for myself, I have some of the same concerns. But how do we present that as an owner? How do we present a concern or even an idea or offer our services if we don't have a committee that is able to look at those things in a timely enough manner to make a difference?
You would, I mean, anything you want, any question you might have or anything you're looking at proposing, like I said before, you bring the information. If it needs a price, you bring the price. If it just needs comment or whatever, you bring that. Turn it in at the office. Barb turns it over to us.
I totally plan on doing that. Several things that that came up in conversations with my wife about things we'd like to do to improve, to help improve the community. The cost is a big concern. When you look at things like that, I understand how the budgeting works. If you don't have a committee that looks at those things in a timely enough manner, so that things like canceling the cable don't fall through the cracks, or that a situation that's going to take a year or two to make a change happens, you can't do that if you don't have a budget committee or some way of getting that information to where you guys can still have time as a board to vote on it and put it in place and meet your deadlines. And so how do we improve that as far as communication? How can we improve that situation without just inundating Barb with constant things? When I may have the same concern and may inundate her 5 or 6 times about it, somebody else might as well, but we're not communicating to you that way. Well, we let the board have the information and the concerns and enough time to do something.
The only way the board gets the information, it comes through the office. This is the only time the board can sit in front of you together is when we're in front of you. We have a 5-person board. We can't have more than 2 people be together talking community business.
And
I talk with every one of these people individually, and I have to say, Harold said this. What do you think? Oh, let me go find out what Harold wants, and I got to go back to Harold and go, hey, it's
Like I said, I've dealt with all that before.
and all that stuff it's the same with everything that happens here.
And I totally support.
Monthly meetings?
What's that?
We have the option for monthly meetings so that we have a voice. I mean, maybe that's why we couldn't get a quorum. People don't feel like they have buy-in.
We normally, or we used to have a workshop and then the board meeting. The state has mandated that we have 4 a year, 1 a quarter. We have to. And that's what we do. You know, that, we have to meet that requirement. We used to have, but what you get here is, you're saying the same thing every month and month and month, especially when the past 3 years with all the hurricanes and everything that's been fixed. You know, I was sending out letters constantly updating what was going on, what was happening. When I was here, I'm here 7 months a year. When I'm here, we have meetings and I give you the update. But it's not like, okay, what did you do last week? Well, here's what we did. What did you do yesterday? You know, we don't do that. I try to keep you updated because things take a while, especially in Florida. It takes a long while to get things done.
And there again, from my composition, I understand that. I have family that's lived in Florida for years. I have a family currently living in other HOAs. One of them is even managed by Star Management. So I get all the constraints and all the legal concerns of that. But I think what's being expressed is how do we as owners get some input to be able to help the board be able to effectively address it without it taking 3 years. Because honestly, since we started looking at a condo, the HOA's increased $900. That's crazy. Whenever you're telling us that the only way we can reduce that isn't going to reduce it, it's only going to spend it somewhere else.
Well, that's what usually happens with budgets. I mean, you come in with a budget and then all the things that you have no control over go up.
And I'm just saying,
And you have, if you're going to eliminate something, you have to use that money. You try to use that money so that you don't have to raise the fees.
But the more help that you have in looking at the important things and deciding how to spend that before you can have to wait 2 years to make a change would be effective. I think.
Well, I mean, we look at that every single year. Every October, we go over every single thing, every single bill, everything we have to spend money on. We attack the first things first that we know are going up and we have to pay. Utilities, certain vendors, okay? But when we get vendors, we sign on a vendor that's maybe here for 2 years, say a landscape company. We get their price, a concrete price for those 2 years, so we know exactly when we have to raise things 2 years down the road. When it comes to new contracts, we solicit for like at least minimum 3. Get 3 different prices for things. We're constantly looking at trying to save as much money as we can. You're not going to want to hear this, but a lot of people want, I call it the me syndrome. I want what I want. Most people have an agenda. Our board is here for the community, and we've been fixing this place up for the last 3 years for the community. Not a specific agenda that somebody wants.
But I'm also saying if only half the people that have units are willing to even come to one annual meeting and vote, something needs to be
There's a
changed.
correlation between the two reasons.
Yeah.
It's been like that for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not.
You're not going to change that. It's one of two things. Either people don't care or they're happy with the way things are going.
No.
That's the way it is.
Don't want to be involved.
Pardon?
Or they don't want to be involved.
Well, that's one when I say that they don't care. They don't want to be involved.
Not caring doesn't mean that maybe they just don't know. I'm saying they want. There are a lot of things.
Everything goes out by email constantly. Anything that we have or anything that's going on goes out by email. And you would be amazed at the amount of people that don't read email. We'd be talking to them, well, you got that in your email. Oh, I don't read my emails. You know, it's the way it is.
There's a reason they do it, there's a reason they don't volunteer, there's a reason they don't get involved. And that's what Russell's trying to tell you, what that reason is, because they feel so powerless. Everything is just gonna go what you say you want it to be, and that's it. It's gonna be your way or no way.
No, it's not my way. It's not my way. We have 5 people here we talk over. That is what a board is voted in for.
Exactly, but you'd have to hear the needs or the desires of the people and follow.
You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. We hear the needs, we see the needs, we hear the questions, and we discuss all the questions. And then we do it, make a decision on it. Yes. That's how it goes. That's how our bylaws are set up. That's how the declaration is set up. We run it the way it's mandated. It's not just what we want. We don't do that.
Danny, what would be involved legally
if you set up a community committee and they met whenever they choose to meet, it would be a group of owners, and they come up with ideas or solutions and submit it to the board.
I've said this many, many times. You can set up any committee you want. You can discuss anything you want, any needs you want or would like, and then you submit them to the board. That's how it goes.
But just,
You can do that anytime you want.
but in the state of Florida, okay, you have a statute, 718, and that governs condos. Okay, you are unique in that you have condo A and then you have condo building 10. You are under the SERS requirement right now. There is not a dang thing this board can do. Are we fighting it tooth and nail? Absolutely. But this, you have to fund that money. They can't not do it. We've had to talk to the attorney. We have to support everything. And that, we're talking about almost $400 a month per unit this year that was shaved by us looking at this and challenging their numbers. But we still have to meet their end number for December 31st, 2026. By law, we have to have that much money in the reserves. Then you have insurance. That is automatically taken out of the equation by the state. Okay? Then you have utilities. So then what you have left, your four biggest expenses, the state says that's not part of the 115% increase. So now you got to look at, okay, we have a pool, we have a spa that has to be maintained, we have the lawns, we have the ponds, the tennis courts, the shuffleboard, the pickleball. That's where you come into, okay, we can do this. We're going to paint buildings this year. That's where your budget comes in. I understand what you're talking about for security, but you have different mail people. They don't have a fob. You have UPS, you have FedEx, you have medical things, you have who's going to be there to let them in because they don't have fobs. We had an envelope that was crucial with dollars in it that was FedExed. And it took us, what, Harold, 5 months to find it because they put it somewhere and they don't remember because the normal route driver was on vacation.
Again, you're just talking about problems. Let's find some solutions.
And
This
that's
technology, other condominiums are doing it. I've seen a lot of condominiums just.
I live in a community association. We have at 2 of the entrances, we have mechanical gates that's only for owners. No vendors can come in. But we have 24-hour manned gate for the main entrance, for ambulances, fire trucks, for anything coming in. And then there's mandated hours that people cannot deliver. So if you wanted to eliminate your 11 to 7 shift, that means that there would be no deliveries. Where I live, it's earlier than that. So you don't get Amazon after this hour. You don't get any of those.
How much money did your association save you?
We pay a lot, but we're a big association, and we went up because we're self-contained within ourselves. So all our fees went up. I'm in a villa. I'm not in the condo. Our condos went up substantially as well. But part of that is the SERS, which.
So would have gone up more if you still service 7 to 11, 7. You said 11 to 7?
No, I'm saying ours went up because of the state mandates and the fact that the insurance industry. Now, 3 of us went to an insurance meeting on Friday, and they talked specifically insurance. There's a possibility, don't say Barb said, there's a possibility with more companies coming into Florida that the market will be more favorable and we will be able to save money within the insurance line item. That is a big ticket item.
I agree.
All right. And what I see behind the scenes is the hours that are spent from your board making phone calls, attending meetings, trying to save money. Harold, what did we shave? Almost $100,000 off of insurance? Almost $100,000 this year off of insurance because your board worked tirelessly saying, what about this? What about that? What other options do we have? Can we bundle this? So it's not like they're not trying. And you are so unique, even in the insurance. When I have to code all your invoices, I have to code so much for condo A and so much for 10. Each of you, they each have their own line items. But they're trying. I don't want you to leave here thinking that not everybody is trying, researching. I'm sorry I didn't make the dinner, but I had the opportunity to meet with a key person with the elevator company because those in building 6 had no elevator and we had a major issue, and I actually had the ability to meet. So that's why I didn't attend the luncheon as much as I wanted to. I needed to concentrate on getting your service, and now you've got the elevator working. But we're also working at what are the elevator companies? We had a general inspection last summer. Comes in from the elevator company and said, you're going to fail inspection. All the doors going to the elevator rooms have to be replaced before June 1st, or we're going to get tagged by the state. Those are things that you can't predict, and those are things that you can't not do. If they say this does not meet code, you have to do it, or they're going to shut you down. Well, then you get fined. So I don't want you to think that they're not trying. And yes, you can create a committee to say, okay, a group of us are going to work together. We want to put this together. It's got to be noticed to the members, 48 hours. You got to keep your minutes. And yes, you can do that. And bring those ideas and do the research on, okay, the cost comparisons. And and then look at state, okay, what does the state mandate? Okay, what does the county mandate? And then put it together and put that package together and bring it into the board. I'll tell you, they read everything. And they read stuff that I send them at 10 o'clock at night or 5:30 in the morning.
Well, I want to say to you and to the board, thank you guys very much. I know you're working hard. I'm not talking about the hard work you guys do every day in and out. It's got to be on your, you said you were here for 7 months, not the whole 12 years, or 12 months. I'm here the whole 12 months. And I'm saying to you, we already discussed this. I want to know what happened. Is it still on the table? This is my time. I waited to the comments. So I'd like to propose that. I don't need to be lectured to. I appreciate you telling me all that, but I already knew all that. I do read the emails. I'm here to help you guys too. I want to know what's going on so that we don't have increased fees all the time. And how can we stop that from happening? And I don't think you can, just like you said, Dennis, your fees are going to go up. Now, I know you talked about the payment last year and how it had changed. The cost had changed by what, 200,000? I remember you telling us that. And I appreciate the fact that you guys do go through it. I appreciate the fact that you told us that Harold goes and invests into CDs so that money we paid for the dog is churning and making more money for us. So it can help with those costs. I'm listening. And I want you to know that I'm not going to leave here thinking my voice wasn't heard. Okay? When I texted you or emailed you and I asked about the survey, you told me what happened. You said there wasn't enough participants. Okay? So I went a whole year and I'd like to now propose it again. I'd like to see where we can decrease our costs so that we don't have increased costs. We are among the highest. I don't know how those other condominiums handle their costs. I don't know if you don't have a gatekeeper at your condominium. I'm talking about us here. And if we can lower our costs in some way, that's healthy for us all. If the majority that in that survey said that they would like to not have the gatekeepers, because that's a big expense. It's one of the high ones, the highest. Then we said, we know insurance is for the highest, but I'm not talking about taking maintenance people away or taking insurance away or trying to find cheaper insurance with less benefits. I'm talking, let's keep it all the same, but if there's something that we can find where technology can take over with the fogs, with the cameras, even if we put cameras around, you don't have to have somebody monitor that. We all have cameras. I know you have a camera, Dave, at your place, right? Right at the door. I know it's there.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I want you to know, I know my voice is getting heard. I don't need to hear. I do appreciate you guys. I don't need to tell you guys that. Thank you so much. Thank you to the maintenance people on Tuesday. Wow. I know we're saving money and using volunteers. I appreciate that, but I just want you to know I would like to continue thinking about those guards and using technology. The amount of money that is saved by not paying wages, not paying insurance, unemployment insurance, all the things that the FICA and FIT and all that stuff that we pay for wages. It should be on the table to get rid of technology where, I don't know, robots in the future can take care of it. I don't know. But I would like to keep that on the table. Thank you for this.
But I want to address something. Remember I said that form your committee, look at your different options. One of the things that I mentioned in those comments was researching what the state mandates. If an association posts cameras, they have to notice. Then you have to put who's monitoring those cameras because they have to be monitored. Then if the camera goes down, and you've not monitored and you're not letting somebody know because the cameras give a false sense of security and something happens, now the association is liable for a lawsuit. That's why what I was saying is when your committee gets together and you create your committee and you look at cameras in a community association setting, then look at the state requirements, look at the insurance requirements, look at liability. That's what we're saying about the committee. I'm not saying, I would love to have some additional help on research, okay? But what I'm saying is, it's not, let's say, we'll put the cameras up and the cameras work. For an association, it becomes a different issue.
A liability issue.
It becomes a liability. And the same thing like your pools. You don't understand. All right, that is a private pool for Rose Landing, but yet it is designated a commercial pool. And that's all I'm saying is because it's an association, some of the things that you think we should be able to do because it makes sense, we have legislators who told us, no, you're wrong. So that's all I'm saying is put your groups together and do the research and then come back to the board.
Do we have any committees now addressing anything?
We have
With that committee?
heard several people say they want to have a committee and then we tell them, go ahead, form the committee and get back to us. And we have not heard yet from one committee.
Well, you got the landscape.
Well,
Already
you have committee, you have the landscape committee, you have the dock committee. The social is a social club. It's not a committee, it's a club. With landscape, dock, and that's all the committees we have.
Okay, the finding committee. Finding.
We do have a finding committee. A
Finding.
finding. Do something wrong more than once and you'll
Don't
find
we
out.
have a-
You might find out who the finding committee is.
Don't we have a building so-called approval committee?
We have an art, yeah, I'm sorry, we do have an art committee.
You got to get that approved.
Yes, we have an art committee that, monitors, and it's governed, the state says the same thing, we have to have this. We found out back in 2018, I think, is when we had it, I headed the committee. And we're governed under certain circumstances with things we have to do. So when we got to the point, you can't do anything without filing an art committee request. if you're not painting or something in your building or something like that, but if you're gonna do any structural construction of any kind, plumbing, electrical, cabinet changes, whatever, you have to file, go to the office, Barb will give you a form for the art committee, you file that, you fill it out with all the pertinent information that's supposed to be on it, turn it back in, and then it's issued to the art committee to go over it. If the art committee deems everything is fine, there's nothing wrong. I mean, the main thing we want to do, and Barb does that, is make sure that anybody you're using is licensed and insured in the state of Florida. Because that can become a big liability for everybody here if we have a lawsuit because somebody didn't do that. Once it's been okayed, the art committee deems whether it needs to be looked at, inspected. I mean, certain things need to have a permit for. Make sure you get a permit. And then you just go on and do it. But then there's going to be certain things that they say, no, you don't worry about it. You filed your permit, you're fine. Or you filed your paperwork, you're fine. You don't need to do anything else.
Who's on that committee?
Denny, I think, I hear conversations constantly, this person, that person, like all of you. Everybody has got the concern to me that other than the board, and everybody appreciates what the board does. I mean, don't think like this lady just said. Don't think that every one of us in here don't appreciate what you board members are doing. But for some reason or another, the majority of the people in here just feel like we're not being heard or not a part of, and I don't know how to promote or how to change that. I'll be honest with you. But the concern, like everyone back here has said, somehow or some way, we just feel like we don't be heard. I don't know that we're not speaking up properly, correctly, or I don't know how we can improve the communication. I wish I could give you a solution. Give me a solution.
Anything you have, any questions you have, let us know. We answer everything.
Oh, I know.
And if we don't hear about it, then we can't answer it.
But it's like this gentleman back here just said. He's new. I've been in here about 6 years. And I have the same, as long as I've been in here, I still have the same concern that he does. But for some reason or another, I don't know how to address the problem. It's communication. And I don't blame not one of you board members, and I don't blame any of us. I just wish there was an answer that we all could pull together. I mean, to me, it is very damn concerning, and I think it is to you too, that only half the people in here are interested enough to not even come to this meeting. It's so concerning.
I mean, that's what.
And I know you guys are at a loss of what the heck.
And that's what we're saying. We can't answer a question if it isn't given to us. You talk amongst yourselves. Everybody in this complex gets into a little group and talks, but it's never brought to the board. It has to be brought to the board so the board can discuss it with you. And if you're not going to, talk is cheap, and you can all talk all you want. But if you don't bring it, you can't please all of them.
Oh, I know.
But you can piss them all off. Okay? And that's what happens.
Maybe if the people that are concerned about not being informed and not knowing anything, somebody can start a newsletter, a community newsletter, but that would have to be done by the people in the community. So somebody who wants to take up that chore, do it.
That's probably the biggest problem. Nobody wants to pick it up.
Yeah.
That's why we everything that comes up to us, every meeting we talk about, and somebody starts complaining about this, they want to do that, they want to do this, and we say, have at it, do it, bring it to us, and we'll go over it. And it never comes. That's why I say talk is cheap, because you can talk all you want out there in the open, but you got to bring it in, bring it back to us.
Who in here is willing to head up a committee?
I'll come to the committee.
Or who in here is willing to come to the meetings of the committee? Or who's gonna put out the notification about it?
Shelley. Russell, you say his name?
So there, start it.
A community.
Just to get together.
Anything you want to talk about, we probably put it in the newsletter somewhere.
And then we can get it back to them.
Well,
Yeah.
you should get it bar.
A community conversation committee, let's call it that, like, and hear what people, I mean, collectively, we have.
I suggest you two would be perfect for the job.
And that's what we were trying to say. Do it.
Know a lot of people.
Do
see a lot of
it.
people.
And then bring it, do it and bring it to us.
And also,
It's not coming. The communication isn't getting to us. It's communication amongst everybody here, but it's not coming to us.
Well, I think too, as far as providing transparency from the board, I would be willing to do like a newsletter update since I'm a new member, I don't know. To say, hey, this is what's going on, or what the board's doing.
I will think, second what she said, I think that would be great, because there are people that are here now.
What's that? I can't hear. What did you say?
I said, I think
Send out,
Wait, there's too many sides.
Can you stand up and say what you said again, please?
anything.
So I don't mind doing, whether it's a monthly newsletter or whatever, to promote transparency with the board, saying this is what we're dealing with, this is what we got on the table, this is, you know.
We have done that
Yeah.
ever since I've been here. We've done that. I've sent out letters, everything that's going on. Everything goes out in an email, or, well, it's a letter that we present and Barb puts it out. We're as transparent as you can be.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying other ideas.
We don't hide anything.
Yeah, we just finally were able to put the bulletin board up outside my office, because, as you know, that's down. So I posted a couple of flyers for the ladies gathering, the spaghetti dinner that's coming up. I try to let the gatekeepers know so that they can put it on their bulletin board that you've got coming. But if you want to form something, just check with me and give me a date and time, and I'll see if the clubhouse is available, that nobody else has got it, and book the clubhouse and say we're gonna just have a gathering, and set it up and just have a gathering of owners and just have a gab session, and you can do that. Just let me know, and then I'll put it out on the emails. I mean, those that have the committees or different functions, I try to get them out as soon as you get them to me. And we'll get them posted, but just let me know.
I don't think.
Anyway, I can, because I do think one thing that I have observed as an owner and being a new owner is that I think everybody has a desire, like you said, to promote a great community. But the community consists of people that are here 12 months out of the year, people that are here 9 months out of the year, people that are not here at all, that rent, and people that come in that rent regularly and are here every year, twice a year, or on that schedule. That's a pretty diverse community of people, and I think that's where I've observed the lack in communication. It's not between giving something to Barb and her dropping the ball, or not between the board not paying attention to it or not getting it. I think it's just, as I speak for myself, I've not known how to address that diversity in communication when some people, I don't know who's here every, this is the first time I've been here since March. It's the first time I've been here through the winter. I don't know who snows and who's here, who rents. And now the renters, I know I probably know, honestly, as many of the renters as I do tenants that are permanent, because they're not in my building. So I think that would be one thing that would help improve it. I'm willing to help do that however.
I don't think we are concerned about what is happening. Our great concern is what the future is. And I think everyone in here, if we could get together every so often, help plan the future. we're not concerned about what y'all are necessarily doing. You're doing, Denny, God, I wouldn't have your job.
Hey, the pay is really good.
It's true. But if, I think the great lack of, we just don't feel like, for some reason or another, we are part of what's gonna happen 6 months out, 1 year out. And we don't know about all these damn laws and regulations. It's every problem we bring up, some law or regulation that we are not aware of is the problem.
And we try
that's
to
something
let you
can't
know
do a
that.
damn thing about other than vote.
We try to let you know everything that comes up that
Oh, I know.
we're up against, a wall when it comes to that stuff. So then we pass it on to you. As far as what's happening down the road, the only things that,
Tell us what you know.
yeah, I tell you what I know, and the only thing I know is there's 2 projects and they're long-term out.
Yeah.
The sidewalk one is supposed to be done by 27. Harborview is supposed to be purchasing properties like 4 years after it started. It's like 6 or 7 years old now, okay? They've only purchased, I think, maybe 1 or 2 properties so far. How it goes, they don't know because they send me drawings. I look at the drawings and say, this ain't anything different than what you sent before, And so when I ask a question, well, we don't know that until we get 90% drawings, okay? So there's, we can only give you what we hear and what we know as far as anything going down the road. Anything that's happening here in the community, nothing happens in here going down the road unless we talk about it first. We talked about the dock. We knew we needed a dock. We talked about it. We even had a little survey about putting metal up there versus tile. We talked to everybody. Okay, and then we did that. We did carports. Kind of, we knew we were up against the constraints as far as what we could do. Everything costs money, and you can only do with what you have. Okay.
Exactly.
So we try to do. I talked to the board and said, hey, what I'd like to do is new fascia on all the front of the carports. So from walking down the road, they look new. Certain ones, other than 2 and 10, get panels fixed. But you're going to look new because you're going to have new downspouts and you're going to have a new fascia. So people are going to think they're new. Okay.
Okay,
10.
Denny, just on that, what was the alternative? To tear them all down and put
We
them?
didn't have the money.
But what was the difference in the money?
Huge.
Huge.
Huge money.
So you all saved.
You wouldn't have got everything we got if we
We
had
would have had
to
an
do that.
assessment to do that? Or
I think it was
we
going to
would've
be
had
like almost $100,000 a carport.
It was 130,000 for
a carport. So you're,
$130,000 per carport.
Yeah.
And
it just,
they would have had to meet the new.
Right. If you look at 10 and 2,
2 and 10.
they have, their roofs are 2 or 2.5 inches thick. It's foam sealed in between 2 pieces of metal. You cannot put this kind of carport back up.
Right. Exactly.
You can repair it. And it was touch and go there for a bit because they were talking about they weren't repairable. Well, the contractor talked with the people downtown and got them to agree that it was repairable. So then, rather than have some carports that are banged in and out, and this, I wanted them all to look the same, to look like 10 and 2.
And they do.
You think they'll look new. Now, unfortunately, at 10, we got 2 brand new downspouts and they're crushed. They were crushed 3 to 4 months after they were put up.
So the owner is responsible, or whoever crushed them?
No one will ever admit to doing anything, okay? So here's what we're looking at. Right or wrong, somebody hit them. It looks like where it's hit, this car into this unit hit it because it's coming in this way, okay? If it's hit on this side, it looks like this guy pulled in and hit it. We have no idea. No one will admit to it. So we're looking at, if we have to replace that, it costs money. We got to buy a new downspout, and the maintenance guy is going to take time, and it costs time and money to do that.
So we're gonna charge the person that's in charge of that unit. Or else become a snitch and tell us who did it, so we can charge that person. Somebody hit the gate out front, tried to beat the gate from closing, and they didn't beat it. And they bent the gate. Janice's husband and I spent probably a good hour or better out there we bent it back a little bit. And then we got, between Dennis and I and Jamie and Kenny, we winched it out so far, put a come along on it and tied it to a post out here, and we bent it back and we got it back pretty good. But that cost money. It cost time so we're billing that person that hit it. Because why should you pay for something he did?
Okay,
And it's the same thing as downspouts or anything. Somebody hit the back of the wash station for your cars. There's 2 posts and the water pipe's here. Somebody came in on an angle and broke that pipe off, and it was pumping water out for I don't know how long. And that's water we paid for. That's city water. But nobody owned up to it, and nobody told anybody about it. And just happened, the maintenance guy happened to go back there and see it. It was Kenny. And he saw it, and he said, gee, now we had to race around trying to figure out how to shut the thing off. And that's when we found that the little shutoff valve doesn't work. So we had to shut the water off over here by the Anderson house down. But that shuts water off to everything. But we had to shut it down enough so that it was trickling out of there, and a plumber could put a shark bite on it and do it without shut. We can't do that for the dock. We have to shut it off. So there's going to be an expense now to fix the valve and the thing. But the point being is somebody hit that wash station thing and never said nothing about it. How could you hit that and not know it? How could you break it off and see Niagara Falls and not know it? So it's not fair to everybody else to be paying for something somebody else did. And it might not be, like I say, it might be right or wrong. It might not be the right thing to do, but we just bought these carports and you're smashing into them. That's not going to be a lot of money. It might be $50.
Over time,
But somebody paid for it. Everybody shouldn't have to pay for that. My wife backed into a light several years ago. We took care of it. She backed out and backed up too far, hit the light, and over it went. We went up right away and said we did it. But there's too many things that happen around here and nobody admits to it. I don't know why they're afraid to admit to it. You're not going to get kicked out of the place. It's not,
Well, a point, Denny, that I was
Go ahead.
trying to make is that you all deal with all of that and you do save money by how you go about getting it fixed. I mean, just,
When it comes to the money and
It's
things like
decisions-
that we have to look at, Harold and I sit there and go over every single thing.
okay, but.
He gets all the information in, and then he calls me up and says, hey, this CD is coming due, this is coming due. And him and I discuss what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Then we give it to Barb to take care of. I'm sorry. Then we give it to Barb to take care of. She sends it over to Star and says, okay, take this out of this account, whatever. If it's CDs or money market accounts, you do directly deal right with Star. But we look at every single thing that comes in and it's discussed, and we, with all these projects we had, we were tossing balls in the air all the time, trying to, get as much money in as we could. But we had to look down the road, and he'd say to me, when do you think you're going to need the money for this project? I said, well, the next payment isn't due until there. I don't think they're going to be at that point. Roll it over again. So we roll it over again. We try everything we can do to save money, and it's just frustrating that we have to spend money on things that somebody else wrecked. You had a question?
Just a question you mentioned about your wife at one point in time backed into a light or whatever. She doesn't wash your car down here, does she?
No, she does not.
Whoa, Dave.
Just check.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hit when you get home.
Oh,
I
know that was you.
No, it wouldn't be me, no.
first time I've seen you blush.
Jenny, where I was going with this is that you all work all the time to save money, and you do save money, and you demonstrated here many ways that you do that. But you also are designated as a board to make decisions about how the budget is gonna be set and how you're gonna save money, or we're gonna have to spend more money.
Yes.
You know, that is your responsibility, and I think that's where the concern may come, is that the board makes decisions about things that people don't know about.
To make it
But-
kind of simple,
But it's your
We don't talk to-
job, it's your job to make those decisions.
and we do.
And it gets reported back. I mean, the thing about the water spout and that, you know,
These
we
are,
may hear
these,
here, but, or you may hear it and
we do, we, there-
both
we
talk
do,
about it, you
all
know,
right.
but you
We're
all
not-
have a legal responsibility
Yes, we do.
to this community.
and we are held
to
liable by the
make
state.
Decisions
Yes,
about how money gets spent.
that's right.
And that's your job, your decision. It's not our
No,
job and our
exactly.
decision.
We
have
don't,
input.
we don't tell you the day-to-day little problems that come up,
We don't want.
that we have to
do we
take
want
care of.
those
And that we,
day-to-day?
well, I'm getting a sense that people want that, okay? You can't have that. You can't, oh, we gotta go pick up the dog dirt over here because somebody else didn't do that. You want me to call every one of you and tell you that? Okay? I gotta send Kenny over to pick up the dog dirt. The other, I told you just a while ago. He stepped in a pile and went up the ladder, come down the ladder, and then,
Oh, my God.
you know, you'll hear that, please, Barb put out a blurb, please pick up your dog dirt, okay? We don't talk about every day-to-day little decision that has to be made, because that's what we're here for. But we do talk about any major thing that's gonna go on, that we're looking at doing, or it's gonna cost us money. We do, we don't hide any of that. But that's what you vote a board into for, to do your day-to-day stuff. And that's what we do day-to-day amongst us. We talk about it. And then we make our decision because that's our job.
Can I make a motion to end this?
Yes, well, just before we do that, we have a new board member, Kathy Haig.
Yeah.
She is taking over Dave Necessary spot. Kathy, you gotta hang in here, so we're gonna adjourn. Go ahead, make the motion.
Make a motion to.
Adjourn.
End the meeting. Adjourn the meeting. Adjourn the meeting.
I'll help you with a
We need a
word.
second.
Second.
Okay, there you go. You're welcome to stay and listen to a boring, who's gonna be,
Oh, Susan, sorry, Susan, sorry.
who's gonna be what next year.
One more year, we have 3 openings on the board.
Yep.
So just everybody write it on your calendars, get your names in.
If you want
For
to
the
be
election.
on, if you want to know what's going on, get on the
Some
board.
good candidates
Deal
up
with it.
there, out
What
there.
is the deadline for submitting an application?
Deadline to,
Next year?
30 days
For
before,
election.
no, when's the deadline for submitting an application?
Yeah, that's like, I send the notice out, they go out with the notice.
There'll be a notice.
45 days
Yep.
since you walked away.
Maria,
I live in the town.
45 days
2,500 people.
before.
If we got 200 people to a meeting, we were
She'll
happy.
send a notice out.
We had 100 volunteers, we were really happy. 2,500.
25. I mean, that's the way it is. All right, take care, Ed.
I want to be sitting out there.
Can you believe it?
You wanna come by and check the back of your vehicle, you don't mind, do you?
No, stop over and take a look at it.
All right.
No.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care.
Yeah. He never did anything before. No, and I thought he was gonna be kind of this. No, he did not, surprising. I thought for sure he was.
Who was that? What was that, Kurt?
I don't know. I mean, nice question, but I like your questions. I like your questions.
I tried to help.
You know, I thought they were wonderful, I really did. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't come in with his trailer because he's swinging. He cuts the cord and he breaks off. He broke the sign off, he broke the spring.
Exactly.
I tried to help.
I know, and I appreciate
Make
that.
it up
I'm like,
more.
oh my God, I was like.
I just get so frustrated with people.
Well, that's exactly. Well, she's not gonna have a-
They all have an agenda.
Right.
And their tunnel vision, one thing.
Yeah. Like I say, get on the board and deal with
I mean,
it.
that's, I mean, I'm like.
I can't wait to be on that
That's,
side
that's,
looking this way.
that's the best education you can
Yeah,
get.
it is. It
And
really
it really
is.
is.
No party, then we'll start this meeting. I'll wait till you're back.
Yeah, you can't.
Because otherwise we're gonna book you into something you don't want.
You know Harold.
Oh, yeah, he's right
This
next
is
door.
Dan Crumston. I'm Dennis Hernandez. Chris,
I'm Barb.
Chris Jarris is sitting here, and
Yep,
that's
I know.
Barb.
Where's Chris making?
Bathroom, I think.
Yeah, she's making a head call.
Yes. It's fun things.
Okay.
I'm almost out.
You want all your pens, right?
Well, it's been a
That's why I-
long meeting.
You need your pen? Okay.
I got my pen.
No, I'm just turning them in.
Oh, I'll turn mine in.
Oh.
'Cause I've got several things you guys talk about. After we do the important stuff.
Yeah.
Who was the lady that was with the question? Let's see.
She's the wife of the guy that keeps hitting the sprinkler head out front.
Oh.
Send them the bill. That's Kurt's wife. They're in building 10.
Marie.
Marie is her name, I think.
Marie Kurt.
Okay,
I
I
can't
got the
remember.
last name.
You don't have the,
I thought it said the sponsor.
I know it's kind
Can
of.
you turn the fan off?
Yeah, kill the fans, Chris, would you please?
How many people voted on the guard issue last year out of the 132 units?
We got like less than 75.
I think it was even less than that.
I think it was like
wasn't
67 or something like that.
Yeah, it was low.
And it was a real balanced vote.
How come I got that off out and then the door open, it's not there, you're an idiot.
Damn, John.
Yep.
Hey, John, we're having a meeting here.
Okay, I am gonna call to order the organizational meeting for the Board of Directors for the condominium, Rose Landing Condominium Association. It is currently 12:43. Okay, at this point in time, I need a motion to nominate the position of board president.
I make a motion
To
to nominate the board president.
who?
Denny.
Okay.
I'll
Sorry,
second.
tagged it.
Yep.
Chris Harold, you seconded it?
Yes.
To nominate Dennis Hernandez for the position of board president for the board of directors for Rolls Landing Condominium Association. Are there any other nominations for the board of president, for the position of president for the board of directors of the Rolls Landing Condominium Association? Third and final call, are there any other nominations for the position of president for the board of directors for Rolls Landing Condominium Association? Danny, will you accept that position?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll go to the position of vice president next.
Dan Creviston.
And for Daniel?
Yep.
Okay. For the position of vice president, nomination, can I have a second to
I
that?
second motion, Dale.
Okay.
Creviston.
Are there any other nominations for the position of vice president for the board of directors of Rolls Landing Condominium Association? Third and final call, are there any other nominations for the position of vice president for the board of directors of Rolls Landing Condominium Association? Dan, will you accept that position?
Yes, I do.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will now go to the position of secretary.
Nominate Chris Garris.
I'll second.
Okay.
You can keep it.
Now's your opportunity.
You sure?
I'm
For the position of board of directors. Second, call for the position of secretary for the, board of directors for Rolls Landing Condominium Association. Third and final call for nomination for the position of secretary for the board of directors of Rolls Landing Condominium Association. Chris, will you accept
I
that?
accept.
All in favor?
Aye.
We go for the position of treasurer. Any nominations?
I nominate Harold.
Okay,
And I second it.
okay.
30.
Heavyweight there.
Second roll call, second call for the position of treasurer for the board of directors for Rolls Landing Condominium Association. Third and final call for the position of treasurer for the board of directors of Rolls Landing Condominium Association. Harold, do you accept?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is your slate of officers.
By default.
And Kathy, you become the director at large.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Sounds good.
In training for president.
In training.
That's
Oh, I
That's
love
right.
to keep the president position.
Okay, at this point, for the board of directors for 2025, Harold has some paperwork that has to be
I'm gonna take.
submitted, and it's for the audit.
You will take one. It's basically conflict of interest that, in business.
Did you get one, Karen?
She doesn't, she's not on the board.
Oh, that's right.
That was last year. This is last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And this
Oh, I
is
remember
standard.
Her turn will come next
Yeah.
year.
Basically, it's all it is
And Danny,
you haven't been involved in, with contractors and stuff and taking that money and all that stuff. So it's a matter of,
So it's,
and
No.
do we need to do it now?
They can do it now if they want to, or they can get it to you later. It's entirely up to all of this.
If you do it now, then we're all together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So it's note underlined.
Yep.
you want to just circle it or,
I just circled it.
$14.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
exactly. Make sure, remember that. And I don't think you're getting anything because you threw her under the bus. You're done. Mm.
Rolls
Rolls Landing Condo Association.
Oh, I didn't put it on there. I just put Rolls Landing, sorry.
That's what he put on there.
Okay. When we had the correction to those minutes, was that from February 7th or,
Last year's
okay.
25.
So we'll
Yep,
just
okay.
lump them together.
Make sure.
Tell you what, there's a paper clip and pass it on down to Barb and she will consolidate.
And then Kathy, you have 90 days to do the 4-hour class, and as I get classes in, I'll send it to you, because you can do them online.
Okay.
And I actually have a couple that I've got sitting in email and I can send it to you.
That'd be great.
Becker does one, Tannenbaum does one,
Okay.
so 4-hour job, so. and
Okay.
You can do it at your leisure, but
Okay.
the one thing that you want to remember is getting the certificate where you can print it out
Mm-hmm.
and turn it into Barb.
Okay.
And then next year, you're going to have to do a 1-hour.
Okay.
And you can either get it online, we got it, to a star event.
Oh, okay.
So not knowing what your travel schedule is back and forth between north
Yeah.
and south.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but So I'll email you what I have right now, because they've sent out a couple of things just recently that come to my personal email, so I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Did you ever get our certificates for our year one?
I need your old one, but I've got new blank ones that I filled out for you.
And
She can do it.
she needs to have it on file anyway.
The one that we just went to class we went to?
Yeah, I changed it to the 1 hour.
You changed it to the 1 hour, okay.
Yeah, but if
So
you
she-
still have your 3 hour, if you could get it to me, I'll just paper clip it to it, or the 4 hour.
The 4 hour one, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I got a few blank certificates and
Okay.
completed them.
Okay. Two things that I have that we need to talk about. CAI, which Barb talked about, they're having a breakfast meeting this coming Friday over at Babcock Ranch. They're going to be talking about a 1 hour unlocking the secrets of payment applications. The other one is a practical guide to using and getting RFPs. And the presenter of the presenting RFPs is also a vendor that does roof inspections. And we have new roofs, and we're mandated to maintain our warranty to get them inspected. So we've talked to him at the STAR event, but only cursory. This one getting a little bit together. So this is a 8 o'clock meeting over at Babcock Ranch, which is basically 45 minutes from here, probably an hour and 15 minutes. So, and we have a deadline of Monday at 5 p.m. to get our reservations in. So I'm willing to, whoever wants to go, if we can carpool, we can do it. I don't know.
I'm not able to.
I'll
be gone.
You mean TSA will let you on the plane now?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I should be able.
All 4 of us.
Yep.
Yeah, the 4 of us.
We'll go.
4X. If I have any problems between now and Monday, you'll know about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we'll do that. So that's that. And then, Chris and I went to the luncheon yesterday at, Lashley's. They're going to be talking about Sherwin-Williams and, painting specs on March 13th. So we will be getting information on that. Barb, Kathy has her own personal email address. We have been advised by council previously to create an email account that is for board work. So if it's board work, board stuff, board communications, like mine is rollslandingtreasurer@gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
If you could create an email with something like that, because then, and thinking of this going forward, you can transfer it when you get off. You could transfer it to whoever takes that position. So,
Makes sense.
like when I get finished with my 2-year stint here, whoever the treasurer is, I'm gonna give them the username and password, and they can go in there and go to Gmail and go take over.
Have all the old stuff on there.
And the same thing holds for secretary.
Yep. Got it all.
Denny you have Outlook versus
Gmail.
You've got a Gmail, so.
So just let me know
Just
what
let
it
you
is.
know what it is. Yeah.
And we got to take Dave Necessary off.
And I'll take him off.
Okay, I can do that.
And we never got him undone on his Gmail. He had a Gmail account for a board member,
But I
he
sent
lost it.
him everything.
Yeah.
I still didn't, I looked this morning, I came in early just to see if he sent his proxy in.
Well, he would only be doing it on his Dave Necessary
Yeah.
personal.
So,
Get done.
but anything else?
I have a quick
That's
question.
all I've got.
I have a question though. When you brought up the thing, after we discuss this now,
Yes.
brought up the thing about the gym. I think we need disclaimers signed by everybody that goes in there. Because you mentioned about the part of the machine being
Yeah,
lifted.
we need to come up with a sign-in
Something.
sheet for the gym.
Okay.
But a disclaimer to cover all time, and if you have nothing on file and you're in to get hurt.
I'm not sure we can do this, but
That's
I'd
fine.
like to see what machines are used.
Well, that's true, yes, exactly, but I think we need to protect ourselves.
How will everybody do it?
Well, if you're in there, get hurt, and you don't have something on file,
Yeah.
it's your own.
You didn't get hurt.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, I hear people going in there and I'm thinking, well, are you knowing how to use the machines? Are you and then you said something about you have to be careful on the machine. I'm like, I don't want to be sued.
True.
So,
Well, the sad part is at the last place, we had a gym and we had, you know, use at your own risk. We had them sign waivers that we weren't liable, but like the attorney said, you know, it doesn't mean anything.
oh, I know.
It doesn't, you know, so.
But it could be a deterrent.
So I'll put a sign up sheet.
Yeah, and if you make up some copies of the sign-up sheet, we'll put them on a clipboard and leave it on a table in there. There's a
Okay.
table right there now.
And also you said we need cups for there.
Yeah, you need cups for the water fountain.
Do you have a water fountain up there?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I thought, okay, because we were talking about getting rid of this one out of here, kind of suggesting.
Also, did you get, we need to get a good supply of the wipes, because they come
We got
in
like 5, I think he ordered up 6 of those things, 6.
big
there's-
ones.
Yeah, there's 6 big ones. I forget how many are in there.
Okay,
Like
so.
double the size.
All right, so he did get some.
He did get them, yeah. He got 6 of them.
Are they like Clorox ones? Because does the
Yeah,
Clorox
no,
break down, or not, okay, break down the plastic over there?
Somebody asked me about spray bottles, and I
No.
don't think that's a good idea
No,
because
no.
you're spraying all the electronics. You don't want to be doing
No,
that.
no.
So you take the wipes and you just wipe it down. The first one went in there. It was made by Clorox, but I don't think there was
That's what I was-
Clorox in
Yeah,
it.
we don't want bleach in them. It's a-
The ones that we just changed out don't have any Clorox.
Okay.
in it.
I love it.
Now,
Not
I
even- not
will,
even Clorox.
I'll be here Monday, I'll be here at 9, but I'm gonna leave around 2 because I have another annual meeting at 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And I've been putting so much into you that I still need to get some stuff done for them. But I wanted to make sure that we get everything done here for today for you, so,
Went very well.
you know, and I think it went pretty well, I mean, but
No, other than the delay of people not bringing their stuff in.
See, that's a shame. We have 130 units. You only had 60 from the beginning. Come on, that's wrong.
It's on everything all the time.
Exactly, yes, exactly.
For all the years here.
Every survey we put out,
Yeah.
it's always less than half the people.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy because even last night I said, "This is how many we have.
Yeah.
This is the number. I corrected the number I needed."
This one was better than the last one we had too. We had to send people out running around like crazy because we didn't have anywhere. We didn't have hardly any.
But it's ignorance. I'm sorry. It's, you know, just send something back, right? Come on.
It's not that hard.
No, it's not.
I mean, I did get a lot because my first one went out Wednesday. So Thursday I was slammed because they were coming in but asking questions and stuff. And I had no problem. I think that's great.
When
know,
you look at the
because-
numbers, it's
But I still,
nothing.
it's like,
Oh, things are.
So you got a good flavor. This is really your first annual meeting that you've been to, isn't it?
Yeah.
And first
I'm
board
surprised you didn't run
meeting.
out the door.
any other business to be brought before the board? Okay, can I
I'm
entertain
moving
it?
for adjournment.
Oh, I'll take that.
I'm second it.
Yeah, right.
My wife out for
That's hers.
Oh, yeah, she's
We've already got plans.
I will
Nice.
type these up and I'll send them to
I
you.
think we're going to
Okay.
You don't want my handwriting, trust me.
Going where?
And we're
Thank you for doing that.
Oh, not a
but I just
problem.
couldn't figure
Yeah,
out
oh, no, I didn't. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
Longhorn
sure.
Steakhouse.
if I had done, I had sheets that you could have used too, and I didn't even.
catch a flight.
Okay, well,
Oh.
this is
And I
kind
was
of
like-
well, it'll be like different for you.
What time zone are you in right now?
I have no idea. Because
Because
I just got back from Japan.
that's what I mean. I knew that. So you were like 16 hours or 15
15 hours ahead in Japan.
So, and so you're still
I don't
somewhere
even know.
between here and there.
Yeah,
Is that for business? Or just?
No,
for-
my son's in Japan.
Oh, wow. How
So he's in the
nice,
Marines,
though.
and so I went over to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's the reason for that.
Wow.
Keep the pens.
Pens.
I don't need any pens.
Give me the pens.
I don't need it.
You want these
Well-
pads back?